we were at one point single cell organisms. But if you look at that Atari game, that's just that's one line, two lines, and a dot going back and forth, right? And then you get to
That's true.
Pac-Man, and then you get to Mario, and then you get to Mortal Kombat, and then it gets to Madden, and now you got Grand Theft Auto and VR now, right? It's like
Right.
I got a
It's just
VR.
continuously
It's
evolving.
crazy.
And this is
It's
like in
continuous.
our generation. Like we ain't been talking like crazy. We like if you talking to Atari, you ain't going further than the '60s, bro. Like that shit just happened in the
Mhm.
last 80 years. Like what's gonna happen the next 100 years? Like it's just gonna be like if we keep progressing and like especially with this AI thing, that it could like culminate all these brains together. Like it literally has all the internet together and it's condensed it so that I could answer each question. So
Right.
it's not like any of that information is getting lost. It could work together and put two and two together. Like another thing I've been theorizing about is like I feel like you're gonna hack the immortality pill, like the singularity. Like eventually we're gonna figure out like some kind of medicine that can make us live forever, like stop us from aging. Or we
Oh
could
yeah.
figure out like how to bring a yeah, you know, like just how to be immortal. And it's like if you dead too bad, you missed out on your chance. But if you're alive and you have the money to afford it, you probably live forever. You could take the magical pill. You know what I mean?
So
I
they
feel like
kind
we
of have
gotta see
figured
that
that
in the
out to a
future.
degree. It's called, I can't remember what it's called. Gosh, they because they did a TED talk on it, but basically they did an experiment on rats and took the young rats and was pumping their blood into the older rats. And the rats who were doing this lived a lot longer than those rats that they were just regular rats. Their blood was more vibrant. They were older and able to move a lot faster.
That's
And
the
it's like
yeah,
they aged slower. So they slowed it
right.
down. What's that, acrylochrome, whatever it's called, but you can look into it. It's kind of crazy talk. It's on some vampire shit, but child and human trafficking. They're doing this, taking young people's blood because they talking about this in a TED talk. Like we might can figure something out. You're talking about taking children's blood and pumping it into you just so you can live longer. It's fucked up. So we about to be on some vampire shit, and
Yeah.
also I want to say it's adrenochrome or something like that, but it's also um, estrogen. So if you look at trans women, the ones who are on the hormones, and then you look at the trans men, they're on testosterone hormone. So testosterone's being pumped into the trans men, estrogen's being pumped into the trans women, and in the trans women, this softens them. It softens them up to the touch. It softens their face. It makes it more full, more flabby like a woman's, and it's doing all these different things. So somewhere they understand the key to immortality is somewhere in between them taking young people's blood and estrogen, somewhere in between, because a lot of the trans now estrogen does weaken you, but if people want to live forever or younger or whatever, women and children are weaker than the general public. And when boys start to become men and basically they balls dropping shit, that's when they start to I don't want to say necessarily age, but their body becomes more full. And whereas women, it doesn't. So, for instance, if you're, recovering from cancer or something life threatening, those people who their diet, they didn't eat that much before, those people will end up basically standing a better chance of survival because they didn't eat that much. Their body had less fat. So what did they tell you? As soon as you get out of surgery, they tell you to eat, but a lot of people don't want to eat. So they have to eat just a little bit more than usual. Whereas if you already are used to a big diet, you need to get somewhere close to that diet to keep your body going because that's what your body is used to. But you can't do it if you can't do it, and or you can technically, but it'll make you sick. Your body will fight it a lot more. versus someone who's a lot of times they're a woman or men
Yeah,
who take really
young,
good care of themselves. They can put those nutrients
small.
in their body and it'll help them.
Yeah, you're less likely to get cancer if you're small, a woman, and skinny. Like you're less likely to. That's the people who live the longest. Small, tiny grannies, because they don't got like free radicals and shit that could turn into cancers. But like those big bodybuilder niggas, they be dying, heart attacks, tumor grows out of nowhere.
Wrestlers, football players.
You're basically
Yeah.
giving your body more chances for something to go wrong.
Yeah.
That's great.
They figuring it out slowly but surely. But they that's where it is. It's somewhere in between there. The young people's
Don't
blood
smaller
and
don't
estrogen.
smaller people they live longer, don't they? Not just cancer, but they also
Yeah,
live longer, don't they?
yeah, they
Yeah.
live longer.
Yeah. Yeah, because you got giantism. Giants, they don't tend to live long because pumping the heart with blood and all that, it has to work harder.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the knees, knee problems. You 6'5", your ass had knee problems. I don't give a fuck what
Yeah.
you talking about. Like, what the hell? Like, you got some form or some knee problem, what's coming? Because
Yo,
it's
you know when
like,
I'm when I,
mm,
when I work out, like I think of that part of Dragon Ball Z where fucking Trunks was in the hyperbolic time chamber trying to train for Cell, and he
oh
was in there with
yeah,
Vegeta, and then he came
hmm
out and he couldn't. He was trying to hit the Super Saiyan 2 before everybody else. He was like, "I'm about to go beyond Super Saiyan," but he just got mad big. He got like Broly size and shit, but he got mad
yeah,
slow and like. And then like Vegeta was like, "Yo, that's not strength. You're just getting big, but you're really getting strong." So I be like, when I'm working out, I'm like, I'm not trying to like these niggas are like deadlifting like 400, 500, 600 pounds. I'm like, yo, what are you training for, bro? Like that's not strength. Like you should be trying to fucking figure out how to move your own body weight and you know
yeah, the
maintain
calisthenics and
exercise.
all that,
Calisthenics, yeah.
cardio. Like, the crazy thing is with bodybuilders, a lot of people don't know this. If you notice, they have really good abs. They don't do any type of ab work. They always engage their core and all their lifts, and that's how they get those abs. The majority of them don't do any crunches, no
Right.
setups, none of that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy. Like yeah, we're entering a day and age to where I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit afraid of the future because things are just happening so fast and they trying to bring back dinosaurs. They trying to chimeras. They've been doing chimeras. Chimeras go all the way back to ancient Egypt. They had chimeras. It was
What's a
dark
Chimera?
magic. Basically taking species and splicing their genes and creating a new
Oh yeah, yeah, those niggas.
species. Yeah, like the everyday cow that we see, they can't map its genome fully. They don't know where do cows come from. They have a missing gene.
oh wow.
Mm.
And they're so plentiful. It's not like cows are some small little minority that you have to go track them, find them in the forest, and they so mysterious. No, cows are everywhere. So there's a good chance our ancestors, way back in the day, did some shit to create cows, and then it just got lost, and they cows overpopulated wherever they natively came from, their ancestors. Yeah, we've been
Right.
playing with God and whatnot, and playing God. Because chimeras is dark magic, makeup is dark magic. Um, I'm pretty sure you've seen the videos. I saw one that was kind of like some horror movie shit. She had, I don't get it, it was in her mouth. She started pulling her tongue, and her tongue started some stuff coming off her tongue, and then it led to her face, and she started peeling it off. All this thick makeup that's like it was yeah, like a plastic paste or something. It was crazy. But a lot of Asian women, when they get their eyes, they make it look like American people eyes or whatever. There's like some tape
Yeah.
type shit and they pull it all off, and then their eyes go back to how it normally is, and they don't look as appealing. They still appealing, but we see it so much that it doesn't look appealing. They just not naturally showing how they naturally look. So it's a lot of things that we're approaching in our day that like my man said, what if there was no God and we're about to create God? And then when that God comes, once that God's created, it's gonna rule over us. And there'll be nothing we could do. It'd be too far to go back.
And yeah,
It's gonna have people conflicted. You know, you can't, like that movie Eagle Eye. You can't go against the Eagle Eye. The Eagle Eye knows all.
yeah. This life is trippy, man. This reality that we live in is fucking trip. It's not. It's like it's so many paradoxes. You know, it's
Hmm.
so. It's like where does it end and where does it begin? And it's like
Right,
it's
James
like this
Burton
shit is
speaking of the guy.
man. That's
right.
why I find all
Like,
of it beautiful.
mm,
Even these like scary, even these like the future being scary. I find all of it beautiful. Like we know we're gonna die. That's the biggest fact.
right.
We know this body's gonna deteriorate. We don't know if there's a soul or not, but I believe there is a soul. But this body dies.
Hmm.
But out of
Right.
everything else, like man, this whole experience, man, is beautiful. Just watching it all unfold, and it's like a push and pull of good and evil. It's like a real life like
Right,
simulation movie. It's a movie. It's
right.
like
It's a
it's
fucking
a
movie,
Yeah.
script.
and shit
It's a
be like fucking like correlating with each other. Like you ever like notice like signs like, yo, I was just talking to a motherfucker about this, and then boom, that person show up. Like shit really be like a video game. Like you do good, good shit
I feel
happen to
like you
you
summoned
on
them.
some bullshit. Word, like that's right. I know
Yeah.
what you mean. Like ain't nothing you could do. You could just laugh about that shit because that shit's just man,
Yeah.
life is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's wild. Like they talking about aliens existing and all this other stuff. Motherfucker, we might be the goddamn aliens and shit. Animals looking at us crazy, eating they damn berries and shit. Like this motherfucker still on my planet.
Yo, facts. Yo, that's a good point. Because we so much
Yeah.
different from these motherfuckers. Like we really
Yeah.
like when they talk about apex animals, like we took that shit to a like it doesn't even make sense anymore. Like other apex, like they still like everything still works cohesively, but we so
Yeah.
crazy. We're gonna kill the whole planet. Like it's crazy.
Hey,
yeah,
what are we gonna do? We're gonna take it to another planet. That's what we're trying to get to Mars. We're trying to get to Mars, and we're
Nah,
gonna
but
because now what is it like G6, G7, whatever? The human body is like the most a human body can take.
oh yeah,
G
yeah.
force or whatever. We
yeah.
when you see Star
Mach
Trek
five.
and you see them go light years in space, what if, what if we actually could go light years in space? If we can go light years in space and travel that way, that would be insane. We'll be seeing our universe, other universes, and we would then know for sure that if there's other life like us, like they said they know there's like 5 or 6 other planets like Earth outside our solar system. How do you
Nah,
know
bro,
this? You know,
bro.
like
You know what's crazy? The craziest thing I heard, like if you look up in the sky and you see all those stars, each of those stars are a sun, and each of those suns have
yeah,
galaxies, and each of those stars have their own like interstellar group of stars. So like, it's you literally say the universe is infinite. And shit keeps going and is constantly
right.
expanding. So there ain't no fucking way that there's no aliens. In fact, it's like it's not even just that there's another planet like ours. They're saying like because of how big this shit is, there's another version of us simultaneously living with us, except of our hair being curly, our hair is pink. You know what I mean? Like just like minute
Right.
like multiverse shit.
Like
Like
Futurama and shit.
yeah, it's
Man,
just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, light years away. Because they said they already know there's like 6 other Earths, but they don't know what's going on those Earths. Like
see,
they
I
could be
think we
living
have the
like us,
technology.
all this shit.
I think we have the technology to travel to those places, but we're using that technology to kill each other with the nuclear weapons. I think the nuclear weapons have That whatever's in that nuclear shit can get us far. I don't know if they're using, you know,
Mm.
whatever that material is to make nuclear weapons to launch rockets, but I think that'll work. Honestly, I've heard a few guys talk about that. We need to use the nuclear weapons to launch out there into outer space. You feel me?
That would that would make sense. But it's the thing of it is they say it uses a lot of fuel just to get out of the Earth's atmosphere. But again, energy, like reusing energy and all that, and people again with these wars, they can figure out ways to once they recycle that energy and bring it back into the ship and shoot it out again and
Exactly.
solar energy, got the stars out there, we got solar panels here, figure out how to power those ships with all those stars. By each star they pass, they get energy from it to keep it propelling through space. Like there's a ton of stuff they're not doing, or they probably already know and have. Because, like again, how do they know that there's other Earths out there? They got names for them too. They give them like code names or whatever. But yeah, and they look just like Earth. It's just a little different. They might be a little bit more green, like turquoise or whatever, but they look just like Earth, and they know that we can inhabit those planets if we could reach them. So we just gotta figure out how to reach them. Then we're gonna be sending people. You getting the fuck off this planet?
Yeah, man. Maybe the energy that we need to launch off out there would be detrimental to the environment. So we would need to go out. We would have to have
Yeah,
like several launches out in space, and man, we can probably get a little
yeah.
further. Maybe not light years. It may not still be light speed, but it'll be faster than what we doing now.
Yeah, like colonies. Like y'all remember there's Power Rangers. There was Power Rangers in space and the Power Rangers in Galaxy. Power Rangers
Yeah,
Galaxy, they had that like the little pods
Yeah.
and yeah, like shoot off and then they have like a little civilization, space civilization, and then shoot off to another space civilization until we reach out to wherever we're trying to get to see what's out there to that next Earth.
yo, I
Man,
low
there's a
key
video.
feel like
That would be crazy.
I low key feel like a lot of the questions we have, like they can't just outwardly say it, so they make fucking movies that like give hints to it, but like
Mhm.
the powers that be like just fucking hide them in the movie, so it sounds like some movie shit, but it's really like based off of like I say this like you seen like a lot of the fucking what's his nigga's name like Nope and Get Out, like those
Yeah.
movies I be feeling like it's based off of real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a video right here. This planet, what's it called? Gliss 667C. Yeah, they got other planets like Earth, and it looks just like Earth, but just more green. So it's like, where does all that? Is it radiation? Where does all that green shit coming from? What's going on in their atmosphere to produce all that green? And that's the thing too with oxygen. Like our country, are like so when the Bible talks about like there being giants or whatever, there's a possibility that's true because we are the reason why we're the size we are today is in relation to oxygen. And so if there's more oxygen, that's why animals and things of that nature, the great beasts were so big. Because of and we see them smaller today because oxygen has shrunk. They can't get that big. Same thing with octopuses. An octopus outside of the water, yeah, octopuses are very, very small. But when they actually get in the water and they're smart enough to manipulate their size and manipulate their environment, they grow large. So who's to say there's not a kraken out
Giant
there
squid.
that's swallowing ships? And people don't know. Octopuses have like 8, 9 brains. They have multiple brains. Like each tentacle is its own brain. If you cut a tentacle off, it's going to move and operate on its own terms because it has its own brain. So it's like who's to say there's not something as intelligent as the Kraken out there swallowing ships and killing people? All these people going missing. Who's to say it wasn't the Kraken or something, some type of sea monster? Because we don't know
Ocean
what's really
Gate with the
truly under the
Kraken.
sea. Huh? Hey, Sleaze.
That Ocean Gate where the millionaires were trying to get into the Titanic.
Hey, see, so you can come up. We're just talking about AI and all these other things. Give me one sec. I got this call coming in.
Hey, yo, number one, have you seen that movie, Idiocracy?
Not at this time.
Oh, man, you gotta watch that shit. I know you'll love that shit. Both of y'all. Watch Idiocracy.
Oh yeah, I love Idiocracy. All
Yeah,
right, Sleeves. Yeah, yeah, I love that movie because it's true. He had a damn wrestler as a wrestler celebrity. Donald Trump's been in WWE, and he's a celebrity. And who they try to say they wanted to run against Trump? The one of the first people before Kanye, it was The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. And
yep.
I ain't gonna lie, he probably would be successful because everybody loves Dwayne Johnson. So it's like if he actually ran and he was serious, he would get pretty far. A lot of people would vote for him. I'm pretty sure he would have the black vote. Man, as soon as you get in there, man, give motherfucking what's his name? Gosh, Lindsey Graham, go ahead and give him a rock bottom. Hit him with that people's elbow. Oh shit. That yeah, that's what the world coming to like. And then they were up there trying to grow crops with Gatorade.
Yo,
That shit was stupid.
that shit was made in 2006, yo. Like, I don't know, 4 or 6. Like, that shit was prophetic as hell. Like, people don't know about that movie.
Right.
A lot of people don't know about that movie. It's a rare. It didn't have a big budget when they
Oh,
marketed it, so a lot of people didn't know about Idiocracy.
yeah, and people thought it was just a goofy movie. It was in ways, but there's a lot of truth in that. Like people don't really take things seriously that they put on the surface not to be treated as seriously. Like The Simpsons predicting all the things they were predicting.
Yeah,
People who were Simpsons fans watch those cartoons on Fox. Like they understood it, but it took what TikTok, social media, for everybody else to understand it. That's what it took
yeah.
for it to really catch on. Like that shit is crazy.
I'm
Like
trying to think of another movie. Animatrix is another one. That's I think you probably know about Animatrix. You watch.
Animatrix.
It's the
I'm
Matrix.
gonna check that out. Let me see.
It's the Matrix. It's the Matrix, but it's animated and it takes place before the Neo events. And there's like different. There's like short films in the movie. So there's like 8 short films in the Animatrix.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I'm looking at the cover. Yeah,
Yeah, I think you'll like that
yeah,
shit. If you already seen it, it's a good movie.
yeah. We had that day, and the thing is, the guy who created the Matrix, he was a really intelligent guy. Like some people believe he had some like George Orwell with 1984, because George Orwell had an interesting history. That same thing with the dude from the Matrix. It's like he probably knew more than what he let on. Because George Orwell, he described cell phones, he described video cameras, he described surveillance state. He described all that before like 20, 30, 40 years before it even existed. And the crazy thing is people didn't read that book during the time. The book was trash. The book didn't gain popularity until in modern day, pretty much when people was realizing like, damn, he's describing all things we have today. Power Rangers when they were talking about the watch phones, Zordon, da 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 da. Now we got the motherfucking watches for that shit. Like it's things as kids, we were like, damn, like I always wanted something like that. Now we got it. It's ridiculous. It really is. Like times is changing, and we honestly, a lot of people don't know this. We can actually change children. Like before the child is born, we have the technology, but no government will institute it to where you can change the race or whatever of your child. Like black people, we had, and that's part of the reason why other people's DNA isn't as vibrant as ours. Like we have inside of us everything under the sun. as far as it comes. Like if Asian people all just died off the face of the earth, or white people, they could be recreated through black people because it's in our genes. Every other group of people is in our genes, and if we wanted to get rid of black genes and just have white babies or whatever, we could do that. So what is that baby classified as? Sure, it will look white, but it comes from the black race. So things like that, that racism and all that stuff, it would just throw shit completely over his head. Like if they allowed it. What up, Pyramid? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I
Chilling,
think
man.
racism is
Chilling.
a social construct, and I think we get a little too caught up in it. Of course, I think white culture is a thing. I don't like white culture, but again, I have
Okay.
white friends, right, and that are white people. They have white culture. It's just not for me. It's not that I hate it. It's just more so we just have different ideas of what culture should and shouldn't be, right? Like I think racism is reductive, man. It's reductive as fuck. There's no
Mhm.
benefit in it. Nobody wins at the end of the day. It's
It's
never
a
worked.
benefit in it.
There's no.
It's,
Now
it's a
segregation is
benefit in
another
it for
thing.
the people who created it.
No, they're not benefiting from it either. Maybe
Yes,
financially,
they
but that's
are.
not. They're not benefiting in that. And who are you talking about? Who
I'm
exactly?
talking about Caucasians. That's what I'm talking about. The people who
But
made
all
racism, who
Caucasians don't
created all
have
that stuff.
power economically. There's Caucasians that are poorer than you.
See, you assuming, brother. You don't even know me. You know my economical situation. You just
I
assuming.
guarantee you, there's
I'm
somebody
flowing.
Oh,
out
I
there
got you.
poorer than
One
you.
You,
You
second.
on
you
the phone
can't
right
you
now.
can't guarantee anything.
You on Bigo chilling right now. You got a whole. You probably got a house, food, clothing, shelter.
Again, you
You,
assuming. You assuming.
okay,
A
so my
homeless, I see
assumption's
homeless
wrong. So
people.
my
I see
assumption
homeless
is
people.
you a
I see
poor ass
homeless
nigga
people
then.
on the phone.
You a broke ass nigga.
You,
That's
you
what you
you
is,
still
right?
assuming. You still assuming. What is
Wait,
broke?
All
I
right.
think what Napa's saying is that we don't
No,
have
he's
like poor
wrong. Hold on,
whites.
let him speak for himself.
I think is what
I'm
he's
not your
getting at.
enemy, dog. I'm just
Myself.
saying
You
you
want
just
no.
rambled
You
off
want
a
to
lot of
argue.
stuff and you know
You
nothing.
want to argue,
Okay,
bro.
here you go. Here you go talking about I want to argue when I simply ask you a question about your assumption, sir. You're assuming a lot. You
My
don't hear
assumption is
yourself?
I don't care. I'll assume something. My assumption is there are people of other ethnicities that are poorer than you that you're
Here we
better
go.
off than.
So
So
racism is
racism is
based
another
on wealth.
racism is just a construct. And yeah, there is racism. It is institutional racism out there, yeah.
Please.
But it's more so classism than it is racism. It's not about skin
Yeah,
color.
man. How old are you again, sir? How old are you, sir? My ass.
Why does that matter? Why does that
Okay, I'm
matter?
gonna ask you a question.
That don't mean anything. That don't mean nothing.
Okay. How old are
And
you?
you're right and I'm wrong. I'm not saying that
How old
I'm
are you?
right. I could be wrong.
How old are you?
But from my observation, race is just a social construct.
Okay.
And people ignorantly use it. Even white people. White people ignorantly use racism to put themselves in position of power. It work. It does work. It exists, but it's still a
So Mr.
construct. It's a
Okay, so
stupid
Mr.
construct.
Old Young Man. So Mr. Old Young Man, you think that this
What does
racism we
age got to
talking
do
about?
with anything, bro? What does age got to do with
Again,
anything?
who want to talk first? You or me? You got the flow. Go ahead.
No, you can't keep insulting me, bro. You can't
I
keep
ain't
saying like just
insulting you.
ask me the question.
I'm not
Ask me the
insulting
question.
you. I asked you your age. You what does that got to do with it?
Yeah, what
You
does it got to
saying
do
you
with anything,
assuming
bro?
and you know you are.
I'm
You
32.
can't
I'm
you
32.
can't
I'm
answer a
32.
question with a
I'm
question.
32.
Okay, you
What
32.
does that mean?
That
Yeah.
that says a lot because people in
No, it
your
doesn't.
age. All right, again, you got the floor, Mr. Napper. It's your gang. Go ahead, homie.
You keep saying stupid shit, but go ahead. Well, people my age, what?
Oh, now we
People,
insulting. We
yeah.
insulting
You
now.
keep. I
Okay.
say what you
All
said. I didn't
right,
call
well,
you
hold on.
stupid. What you said was stupid.
Let's make it a
Okay.
constructive conversation about this. I do have something to say about like racism and classism. I do agree, like because we're in a capitalistic society, that classism is used as a way to, put people on a pyramid. But with the whole like, if once you put race into it, like let's say I make $60,000 a year, I will probably be less better off than a white dude making $60,000 a year than being black and making 60,000. Like that's why I feel like there's still a racist aspect to it, like, and they be like, like you go to these companies, they all on the same team, and you're not on that
What it
team.
means.
So I feel like there's still camaraderie between racists and shit. And when the people of power have all the jobs and the money, they just try to hire other people. So I don't think like you could just say like race doesn't have any like effect on society and shit if we were all making the same money.
Did I? I didn't say that though. Did I? Did
It
I
ain't
say
got nothing
that
to do
race
with
has
money.
society affects on society? I said it's a construct, as a social construct.
Hey, come on.
That's what I said. I didn't say that it
I
didn't
agree with
exist.
that. I agree with that. But it's a
Peace,
What's
bigger
peace,
up,
social
John?
construct than classism. That's for
peace,
damn
brother.
sure.
Yeah, and as wise, intelligent people, we shouldn't get caught up in racist ideology. We got to be better than
Oh,
that.
oh,
Man, you
oh.
tell that to
That's
the
Napa
people
said
that
that.
actually experience. You tell that to the
What
people
you
that's
about to say?
actually
I heard you say some
experiencing it,
wild shit at
opposed to
work,
the people
so
that's
it's all
hearing
good.
Yeah,
lies.
yeah.
And
Because
you
I'm
see
saying
how silly
it
that sounds.
correlates with intelligence, right? Like, I mean, because if we not gonna focus on race, then we might as well not focus on ops at all. Then fuck it. Don't focus on no
No, no,
problem
no,
on
no.
earth.
See, no, because you got ops of all colors. You got ops that's your skin, your same skin color. What you talking about?
Yeah, we know that, but they the little fish.
That don't mean nothing. That doesn't mean
It
anything.
do. It do. It means a lot.
Now, culturally, yeah, you don't want
It
to
means a
mix up
lot.
with too many other cultures. I agree with you on that because you got to preserve your culture and your people. But when we start participating in hatred, which racism, that's what racism is. I ain't talking about segregation. Segregation is different. I believe that we should be segregated, but I don't
We,
believe in racism. I believe we should
I,
be working with other races.
I believe
Honestly,
in
I,
racism.
I
Why?
got a
Because
question number three.
uh,
I got a question. Define racism, bro. What is racism to you?
racism is when one group believes that they're superior to another group based off the color of their skin.
Okay.
That's what I believe that it means.
Okay. So it's a feeling then, right? That's all it is. A feeling that I
I
feel
can read the
something.
definition right here. You want me to tell you the definition?
No, 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 no. No, I'm not asking you to read me shit. I can go read it. I'm asking
I
you,
didn't give you a
what do you
feeling.
feel
I gave you
racism
the
is?
definition of it. I gave you one of the many definitions of racism: intolerance of
Okay,
other
many
people,
definitions. See, this
prejudice,
is why we never get
discrimination,
nowhere because
antagonism by an individual, community, or institution.
but you saying it as if racism isn't right. Why you think it exists? Because
Racism is
it's
not
right.
right.
It is right.
No, cultural preservation is right. Yes, you're supposed to preserve your culture, but racism is not. Racism is literally an act. It's a verb. Racism is an action. Racism is an actual. It's not a concept. It's an action. When you're racist or
it's
racial
an action.
or
Yeah.
racist, that's when you participate in an act that's hatred. It's rooted in negativity. Now, cultural preservation is what you're trying to do, which I respect. If you on that, that's great. But once you walk around, start telling people are less than human or not worthy of life, that's when you participate in racism. That's what the European does, and
The
they're
only
wrong for that.
the only reason
Not
why
every European does that. Even historically, not every European agreed to slavery and racism, but a lot of them did, and
You
it
must,
doesn't look good for white people, right?
I
But
believe the
that's
same
just
thing that
ignorant.
you
white
must
people
got
told
some
us
white
when we was
friends
younger.
or white girlfriends, huh?
I believe that they not supposed to be
No, my
here.
wife is Nigerian,
I
but
believe that they forged their way in other people's
It don't
territories
seem
all
like
over. I believe that they forced people to think and believe one way. I believe that they are
hold on.
I believe that they're ultimately responsible for a lot of bloodshed. And I honestly think that's why they less than everything everybody
Number
else
one,
here.
let me ask you a question. Okay, so what is wrong with the way that I'm seeing things? Because I'm basically saying like we got to get to the etymology of these words. I'm saying that cultural preservation is important. I wouldn't mix outside my race. Preferably, I like black women. I like being with my people. I like living in black communities. Culturally, I don't like being around working for or being around white people.
But we're
Culturally,
not trying to coexist. Like when you
no,
say
listen though,
when you
I have friends of white, Asian, Jewish, Arabic races. I have friends, good friends that I do work with, that I do build with, that I have exchanged money with over time, and that's healthy. That's a healthy society. We should
right.
be we should
damn.
be
But when you say
open
racial
to doing that.
Well,
preservation, right?
Cultural
All racial
preservation. We're all
preservation
human beings.
is
All human
basically
beings are human beings.
making sure you
no, we ain't all
sustain
human
your
beings.
essence,
That's a lie.
and that means making sure that you stay on top as a nation. Now, if we staying on top or we getting on top, who goes down? You know, so at the end of the day, racism does play a huge factor in that. Why?
No.
Because it's the color of
It
skin on
does,
how we
man.
identify a op. Anyway,
Yeah. I mean, that's the Western. I mean, unfortunately, we live in a society like it's a lot of. We're not supposed to be this integrated, so we're gonna
right.
feel that hatred towards these other races. But again, these are Homo sapiens. These are human
But
beings. They're
we
not.
Homo sapiens sapiens though. That's what I came
We're
across.
we're all human beings.
Say, say.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be able
No, we
to
ain't
reproduce
all
with these
human
people.
beings, bro. Quit saying that shit.
If they weren't
White
human beings, we
people
wouldn't be able
got
to reproduce with them.
DNA in him that black people don't,
That's
bro.
true.
Explain that.
If they are not
Explain
human
how they
beings,
got
you
all
would
this
not.
extra
You can't
monkey
reproduce with a
DNA.
dog, bro. You can't fuck a dog and have a baby.
That's
But
what I'm
that's
saying.
how
I
they
Can't
mean,
was
fuck a
made
white
though.
man.
They
listen.
test tube
See, this is
babies.
you trying to sound smart. The percentage is not that they have it in them, bro. You can look it up. But they do have
Nigga,
That's a
human
they
DNA,
got
conspiracy
they
so they
got
theory.
can
cat,
That's a
reproduce
monkey,
conspiracy
with us.
theory.
pig. They got the
Neanderthal is
dog. They
not
got the
dog.
pig,
How
and
the
they got the
hell these
motherfucking.
motherfuckers got Venus flytrap DNA in them, bro? And you talking about they come from us? Bullshit.
Yeah, they
Maybe
came
if we
from.
create them in a
They
Nigga,
came
they
lab,
from
got head.
I would
They
black
got an
people.
arm, leg, and head, but they not us. They not the head.
motherfuckers ain't us, man.
Yeah, you
Crazy.
guys believe in conspiracy theory. It's cool. I
That
don't
ain't no
care,
But
conspiracy
but you
theory,
don't
bro.
make me
Watch
sick.
this, watch this. I'm gonna break this down because I hate these niggas. Well, I don't hate these niggas, but I hate people that talk about conspiracy. Conspiracy is nothing but a truth built around a motherfucking lie.
That's
I
it.
can't tell you I can't tell you a lie without
You
telling you
believe
the
in
truth.
pseudoscience. You believe in
Pseudo,
I
pseudoscience.
never
yeah.
heard of that
You're
yet.
a pseudo.
That's too deep in my
You believe
intellectual
in
belief system.
pseudoscience. Yeah, pseudo means
I
fake.
don't know that.
You know what
I don't know
science
what
means.
that is.
You
Some
believe
people
in
haven't
fake
even got
science.
to that level yet.
It's,
Mental
I have
capacity.
that on my wall of what pseudo intellectualism is.
What is it? You show
And
me.
it's different things. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up through Chat
Because
GPT.
I don't know all the
You
extra shit.
probably
I just know
believe
what
the
I'm
Earth
supposed
is
to
flat,
know. You know
don't
what
you?
I'm
You believe the
saying?
Earth is flat, don't you? You believe the Earth is flat, don't you?
Here we go.
I
Why you
believe
Here,
that
want to
it's
be
here.
quiet?
round, but I've been hearing that how it makes sense that it's flat, but I still believe that it's round.
Oh, okay.
Like I
So
believe
here,
because like God
I
wouldn't
bet
make
you
your head
Pyramid
round
Man
if the
believe the
world
Earth is
wasn't
flat
round.
with his
hey man,
bald
bro.
head.
You just pulled that out your
I bet
ass.
you
You know
believe
what I'm saying?
anything NASA tell you too, Napper. Anything NASA tell you, you believe, don't
I bet you believe in the Bible, don't you? You
I
believe
you? You a
in
do.
lie.
Adam and Eve.
Here we go.
I think the
Your
You
name
Bible
believe
need
is
in
a
the
to be
study
Bible,
a
don't you?
guide.
Roman man. Your name
You
need to
believe
be
in
a
the Bible,
Roman
don't you?
man. You need to
I think
change
the
your
Bible
name,
is
nigga.
study guide.
You
That's what
believe
it
in the
is, ain't
So
it?
Bible.
The
it
Bible
has
is a
up
study
here.
guide on how to think about now.
You
Nigga,
probably
y'all
believe there's a
stupid.
portal. Hey, yo, War, you believe there's a portal in the Grand Canyon of Egypt, don't you?
My name Kevin, nigga.
Your name is
What
War
up,
on here.
Keisha?
No, nigga, my
Oh,
You come up
that
if
say
you
worldly
like.
vibes, but yeah, my name Kevin, my fault.
you know what? I got you confused with somebody else because y'all got the same little stop sign too. My bad.
Yeah. Nah, I be with him. I'm part of the group, but you know what I mean. I got my own identity though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I can't. They got a little sticker before your name. I can't click X on that. Oh, here it is.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
see
you
it.
can't see the little pink thing. Okay, yeah.
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 But nah, I
Yo,
mean,
I'm
I think
back.
this
I
is what I'm.
just
This is where I get my education from. First of all, from K through 12. Then after that, I ain't go to college, so I had YouTube and I had the know-it-alls from church, and I got the
Exactly.
know-it-alls from Bigo. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Look, people like you, people like
That's all I
Sage,
need.
and
That's all I
everybody
need
else.
to know.
nigga say kept to the
But
fuck. He
look, hold
said
on, but
K
check it out though.
12.
You over talking though. You trying to downplay it. Cause look, if everybody like Sage and you pull up facts after facts after facts, how can I miss it? You understand?
So I'm gonna explain to you what pseudoscience is, and all this came from Chat GPT. Of course, I told it to break it down into two sentences, the longest, and it gave me about 40 different ways of breaking down what pseudoscience is.
Hey yo, don't
It's
you gotta
someone
pay for that
who,
app?
no, it's still free. It's still
Okay.
free. If you use it on computer, it's free. You can kind of trick it by going to Chat OpenAI on like just
That's
Google
Elon Musk
searching,
shit, right? Or somebody
and
or other
it'll.
creators.
Yeah, it's other creators. He don't
Okay.
own this. It's a passion project of different groups and conglomerates,
Yeah, he
but
gotta go.
um, they
They got
got
their
up here
own official app.
pseudoscience. So this is what pseudoscience is when you
Thank you, bro.
overuse complex vocabulary, pretentious discussions about obscure topics, prioritizing appearance of intelligence over meaningful insights, ignoring opposing viewpoints without consideration.
Okay, yeah, I understand what that means. I understand the gist. The know-it-alls that try to solidify their status as being brainiacs. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right. Yeah, you trying to say that I'm pseudo? All right.
So it says lecturing rather than engaging in conversations, treating opinions as absolute truths, dismissing pop culture as beneath them, faking familiarity with subjects they lack knowledge in, using jargon to obfuscate ideas, claiming expertise in multiple unrelated fields, over
Oh,
analyzing trivial matters. It goes deep.
yeah, I'm gonna use that word on motherfuckers. No bullshit, because it's a bunch of pseudo motherfuckers on Bigo. Everybody know this and that, but don't nobody know how to formulate a plan
It
to take
says
over the
this:
world.
interrupting to approve their intellect, excessive quoting without original thoughts, showing off, reading lists without comprehension, holding
Showing
condescending
off.
attitudes towards others, using complicated syntax unnecessarily, preferring isolation for intellectual pursuits, belittling practical or hands-on skills, boasting about your academic achievements constantly, comparing themselves to historical geniuses, valuing complexity over simplicity, reluctance
Kanye
to
West, man.
admit lack of understanding, and incessant need to prove their
AI
intelligence.
on y'all bumper. AI
Yeah, all this stuff. Hey, what's up, Crazy?
said,
How you
y'all
doing,
know
man?
this and
Yeah.
that, but y'all don't know more than me. That's what AI just
No,
said.
bro. Listen. I'll be the first one to tell you I don't know everything. I ain't saying. I'm just
Now
saying. I was just
I fuck
stating.
with you,
No, I
Cannon
was
and
stating my
Pyramid.
opinion.
Y'all both.
It
I
just
follow
sounded
y'all
like we
on
was having a
purpose.
debate because I was stating my opinion, and the Pyramid Man didn't like my opinion, and it became a back and forth. But I could be wrong. Right? Yeah.
But I
I mean,
follow
I
both y'all
acknowledge
niggas
that
on
racism
purpose. You
is
gotta
real,
understand,
right?
both of y'all got some knowledge with y'all. It's just like, bro,
Yeah.
y'all don't gotta know everything. You feel me? Like, you know
No,
what I'm saying?
bro. No, I don't believe I know everything. Hell
Yeah.
no, right? But again, it's like I believe I know that racism is real, but when I say it's a social construct that human
Okay.
beings ignorantly participate in, I'm saying that white people that practice racism, which they all don't do that, whether
They
y'all
all.
believe that or not, I don't believe that they all are racist. I don't believe that.
But they all
I
You want me to
believe
tell
benefit
that
you? You
from
want
it.
me to tell you something
for
small? You want
people.
me to tell you something small? Watch this,
That's
Brody.
bullshit.
Watch this. Let's say you take your
No, it's
joint out,
cool.
right? Or not even take her out. Let's
Mhm.
say you and Sally, right? I don't know your
Be
real
open about it.
government name. Let's say your real name is Daniel, right? Daniel and Sally, the black
Yeah.
boy and the white girl. You go to their mom house. You go to her mother house. The dad, he ain't gonna like you, but he gonna be scared of you because he gonna you potentially could fuck his wife, fuck his daughter, and beat him up
Shoot
in the house.
cannon.
You know what I mean? So he not going. The dad not gonna let you know that he don't like you. The mom
So
gonna show you
that's a
all love.
hypothetical
Hold on, that bro. Hold
situation.
on. Let me make it make sense, Brody. Don't do that to me. Don't cheat me.
All right.
So let's say like you go to the
You
mom
come up,
house and the
true.
dad and the parents' house. The dad gonna be cool with you because he don't want you to beat him up in his house in front of the mom and daughter, and you already got the daughter.
So a
So he gonna keep.
hypothetical
Hold
ass
on. Wait.
question.
Listen. Let me run the scenario. He gonna keep it cool with you. The mom gonna love you too. The daughter already love you because she been knowing you from school. Now watch this. When you leave, you go home. The dad gonna ask Sally, "Hey, what? If, hey, John, Danny's good, but what about Johnny from down the street? What about Mike from down the street? You don't want they basically saying anybody but this nigga. Anybody but this nigga. And then when you go home
You know
and
what?
you take Sally to hold
I,
on the other side of the spectrum, you take Sally to your crib, your cousins, your phone them, they there. You go to the bathroom real quick. She walking around your room, walking around the garage, certain shit where people could walk, but not really. They looking at her like, hold on, where the fuck you going, little bitch? And matter of fact, your mother and all them in the crib,
this
they gonna
nigga
pull
here,
you to the
man.
side. Hold on, they gonna pull you
Too
to the
funny.
side and they gonna tell you don't bring this girl back to your house. That's natural racism right there on both sides. You get what I'm saying?
Yo,
So it's supposed to be
you just
practiced, and it
came
actually
up with
is
a
practiced before
scenario,
everybody leave the
man.
house.
Word.
Nigga, you just came up with a
Visual.
scenario.
I visualized all that
And
shit.
that's a real life scenario. You can't. I mean, that's why I ain't saying no fairy
That's a
tale shit, so you
hypothetical
could feel it.
scenario. Hypothetical. That ain't real. Like that.
Nigga, that's realistic. Nigga, that's realistic where
Yo, no, yeah,
racism is
definitely.
a
Yo, you know
lie.
what? There's definitely racist parents out there with daughters that want to date black men, and it's some fucked up shit. Yeah,
But
obviously.
that ain't even race. Everybody say racist like the word is fucking wrong. It's fucking
No,
right. Nigga, it's right.
it's not right. It's not right. But I
Yes, it
mean, people
is.
have a
Look,
right
watch this,
to.
watch this,
People
watch
do
this.
have a
How
right
many, how
to
many, how many
practice
times you heard
what
white
they
people
want.
tell black people
Honestly,
go back to Africa? How many black people you told tell white people go back to Europe? You ain't never heard it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They need to go back to fucking Europe if they don't want to die in America. I'm just saying.
nigga, they was born here like you was.
No,
What
they
you talking
wasn't.
about?
Nigga, no, they stole this shit. Wasn't
Yo,
born
there's
here.
white people that don't know nobody in Europe.
So what?
Nigga,
So what?
Thank you.
And
Thank
we
why
you.
they
gotta go
gotta
back
go?
to Africa. So look, two people
Why they
got
gotta go
two
back
places
to
to
Europe?
go, and two people trying to
No,
share
you're
occupied
American.
space,
We're
my nigga.
Americans. You don't have to go
Look.
back to
Boil it
Africa.
down to this, bro. Black and white people trying to
Why
occupy
can't we
this
all
land,
just
and
get
we both got
along?
places. We both got places we can go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
you
they
can go.
only
If you
got the
get a
option of us
passport, though, you
leaving.
can go
How
anywhere.
come they
I've
never
been all
threw
over
up
the
on the
world.
board they leaving? How come they never said that? Like they never nobody go back to Europe.
Yo,
Did
WDV. I don't
you
know
ain't
your
never
name, though,
heard of a
man.
group of
Hold
white
on, bro.
people, a white cloud, talk about, yeah, we need to go back to
I'm
Britain.
actually
We
checking the
need to go
gas
back to
line that
we need
run
to go back to
behind the
Germany.
houses. Yes, man, checking it with this right here. Elite.
Let
Yes,
me
man.
see.
So,
I'm gonna get out. I'm looking at the prints now on the laptop. All right.
you talking
Okay,
about
I'm
somebody
in.
else?
He
Hey,
on a
yo,
whole
so
different
y'all
convo.
believe that
But yeah,
racism is
All right.
y'all believe it's right. Y'all believe we should be racist and racism is,
yes. I
okay.
believe, like I watched a little bit of Charleston White too, so you know what I'm saying I'm a little
Oh,
fucked
yeah.
up. But
Man,
I'm
go
Can I
read some
can I
books,
can
bro.
I
hey yo,
step in?
hey yo.
Can I say something? I like to say
Yeah.
this right here. Hell
There you
no, we
go.
can't be racist because we ain't got enough power to be racist. Racism is more than a feeling, man. You have to be able to implement
I
that
agree with
feeling.
that.
Watch this. I'm gonna
Who
make
in
him feel
America
something. I'm gonna
has
show
the
y'all
Could be
racism right
ability
now.
prejudice
to
or
implement
bias.
how they feel?
Racism
Institutional
right now.
racism, yeah. But racism is
He
practiced
gonna
all over
get
the
the
world.
message sooner or later.
Man,
You got
anyway, man, y'all
Arabs
don't know
that
what
don't like you.
man, you don't know what racism is, bruh. Racism ain't
Watch
no
this.
feeling.
Stop
It's
You
not
throwing
think
a,
me
I
harshness,
didn't say
man.
it
to
was
Wait,
go
a
tell a
throw
feeling.
room full
bombs
of
at
white
this
people?
nigga.
It's the
I got the
ideology.
power to go tell a room full of
That's
white
my
people, man,
friend.
fuck y'all crackers.
Fuck
That
your
might
friend.
hurt
Racism,
He
their
should
feelings,
die.
but it ain't gonna stop their money.
Oh
racism
my
is the
It ain't
ideology.
gonna stop
god.
them from living.
Chico.
He
I
throwing them
bet you
back.
wouldn't say
He
Crazy
that
as
throwing
in
them
real
fuck,
life.
bombs
dude.
back.
You know how stupid you'll look in real life saying this racist shit you talking about?
But
In
look,
real
for
life,
me
you
to have
can't
a
do
heart.
this.
Look, watch this
In
though.
real life,
Watch
you
this,
look
motherfucker.
stupid doing this.
Watch this,
Nobody want to
Napper.
hear your ass.
Watch this now. Now I'm about to play you out.
Look
I'm
at
about to
the
play you
Nobody
out
want to
Israelites
real
hear
on the
that
nasty. I'm
shit.
about
street.
to play you out real nasty. Cause for me to get online to have my name and face and name on here and my birthday up here, I had to do this shit in real life. First of all, nigga, I carry myself like this in real life, but I move militant in real life. That's why I get
Y'all
shit
not
achieved
cursing
and get
out
shit
crackers
done.
in real life, bro. Y'all
Nigga,
not
we
cursing
not
out
scared of
crackers in
crackers.
real
That's
life.
the thing about it too.
Here
No,
you
y'all
go.
Motherfuckers
not.
really
You
don't
going
like
through
that
No,
it
shit.
again.
y'all not,
You
bro.
going
No,
through it again.
some of y'all gotta tolerate
Gonna
them,
be a
bro.
Y'all
It's some
not
Hey,
niggas
talking
like me
shit
that
to
don't
white
gotta
Lily.
people.
tolerate their ass, bro. Nigga,
Okay,
we're relevant, bro. They not around.
in what situation, let me ask you a question. In what
Go ahead.
situation in real life can you curse out white people? Or is it
Watch
necessary to
this.
curse out white people?
All right, watch this.
plenty.
Watch
What
this.
situation?
Cuss
Watch
white
this.
people
Plenty.
out all the time. I was married to one,
I
and I
was gonna
used to
let the
cuss
lady
him
go
out.
ahead, lady.
That's probably why he don't want to be with me no more,
Right.
though.
But yeah, watch this. Watch this. It's simple shit like this, bro. It's just like this. When you with your friends or your cousins and you just walking innocently, y'all in the store or something, these white people
Match one.
start
Follow the
acting
panel.
crazy. Hold on, nigga. They
Well,
started
Alabama,
pushing the
that shit
locked
was
doors
pretty
on their
late though.
cars all of a sudden. They pushed the alarm, but nigga, that's some racist shit, nigga.
Ooh,
You
but
ain't even
I
gotta
be
say
doing
nothing.
that. Listen, hear me out. So when a white lady walk past my bag, or when they walk past me and they be looking at me crazy, I like to snatch my kids up or snatch my bag up and get to locking my motherfucking door, bitch.
Hey,
That's
Regina.
evil. Yeah, that's
When you
even
There's
said
playing
that,
never
field.
a real
You
life
feel me?
situation where you're gonna be
because I
like,
do
man,
that.
fuck you, hunky. Unless you
But
like every
you
now
I
and
ain't
then
You're
you
even get to
might
say
lying.
it
You're
yet. I ain't even get
lying,
to say it because when
bro.
I was about to say it, little lady came in. But
every now and then
at
you
the end
might
of the
run
day,
across some
this
racist
is some
shit.
You
real racist
lying.
shit that you can say to
Hey,
somebody.
You ain't
This
even
is some
saying that
racist
to
shit you
every
can say to
white person
somebody in
walking
real
past
life and don't get penalized for it, nigga. Go back to your country. Hey, how you can open a conversation just like you do in real life, just like you do in Bigo. You know how to talk to somebody one on one, don't you? You know how to pull
you.
somebody to the
You just
side,
gonna
don't
walk
you?
up to somebody and
Hold
be
on,
like,
Nappa. Like for instance,
yo,
if I hold on, for instance, if I wanted to talk to you one on one off the app, right, and I didn't know this app, nothing, I just caught you in the street. I know how to pull you to the side in such a way that's non-threatening that I can still get my point across, and you walk home and think about it all day.
You gonna politely tell somebody to go back to their country?
I'm gonna pull you to the side and have a general conversation with you and tell you why it's in your best interest to go back to your side. I promise.
Why? Why are you doing
Why?
that?
Because look, why? Because if I can't kill you right now on the spot, I'm gonna demoralize your soul. I'm going after your soul, your mind, your whole spirit, your mentality, all of that. No,
You are a psychopath,
because real shit, bro. It takes effort like that to get over this hump. Y'all niggas talk all this black power shit,
right
nigga,
now, dude.
and y'all don't be
I say I
exercising.
annihilate people's life by being happy. Like I would literally annihilate somebody's life by being happy because they know that they can't destroy me. That's how
let
you
the white people doing
it. You don't have to purposely destroy them with your happiness. They're different.
She's basically saying live your life, basically like do better than people, and it'll shine on them. Like,
hey, yo, man, I don't know how old you are, bro, but
they gonna hate you regardless. So why not do your big dundada?
I don't know what you're talking about, Napa, but you're a Kaffir. You're a Kaffir no matter what you say.
I'm a what?
You a Kaffir. You a Kaffir.
Oh, I'm a Kaffir.
You a Kaffir.
I don't believe in Abrahamic religion, so you can do that all day.
I'm telling you what you are.
Hold on, wait a minute, cool. Tony. Why is you smoking? Do your caretaker know you smoking?
In Islam, bro. Islam is peaceful religion. Y'all.
No, that's in the Bible too, nigga. That's why you automatically assume I was Muslim, nigga. It's a word. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, ain't no Kaffir in the Bible. All right,
you want to play like it ain't heifer?
Fuck the Bible.
Same difference.
All that shit.
Same difference. But look, all jokes aside, I don't mean to disrespect you. I mean to play. But look, all jokes aside, we gotta get shit important, bro. We gotta hit the press on these buttons, Napa. You understand? Like,
I know in real life, this conversation be different. Like,
no, it ain't gonna be different. This part right here, the conversation part right here.
I like
because y'all know it all like to go to different topics after y'all get burnt.
I would sock you in the chest in real life, and
in real life, your first option is punch me in my chest.
So mad at me,
you a bitch ass nigga. You supposed to be punching somebody in their eye, their nose, their mouth, their jaw. You slap my chest. Nigga, I know you're not ready to kill white people and Chinese. Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
Come on, man.
He said, the first thing he said is punch me in the chest. Hey, yo, what type of vicious nigga punching the chest? That ain't no vicious shit.
Love you too, man, but let's stop all the violence. Shit,
let's use this violence on white and Chinese and Indian people.
No, I'm joking. I'm playing, bro. I'm not taking it serious, man. I'm not taking it serious.
All jokes aside, bro, I had to put respect on your name because I called you a Kaffir and a heifer. You know what I'm saying? But look, at the same time,
I ain't hear the heifer part. You call me a heifer.
You dead ass violating, dude. Like,
you violating, bro.
Hey, listen, I already said we playing, bro. But all jokes aside, that's what that means. All jokes aside, meaning even though we playing, we get into the business. To the business is, bro.
Racism.
Hey, man,
racism has to exist, bro. It has to. It can't die off.
But it's a stupid thing, though.
Yeah, y'all right.
Go ahead. But hey, it's here, and we got to deal with it. So I'm not gonna be kumbaya.
You ain't gotta be anything. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm not kumbaya with none of my motherfucking enemy. Period. Ain't nobody finna change that shit. I'm not holding your hand. Damn all that. Listen.
I know, man.
I'm a peaceful man. I'm a peaceful man. So if the other people came to my house in need of some water and bread, I'll give it to them. But if the next day the alarm sound and we at war, they gotta go. Period. That's just how I feel. And
I agree with you, bro. I'm not gonna even. I'm not even. I fuck with you on that. I think we should be.
Damn all that.
Vigilant. Yeah, we should be vigilant, bro.
Hold on, let him burn. Let him burn.
Hold on. Let me ask question number three. You with me on what I just said, right?
Yeah.
But then you said earlier you got all these non-black friends. So when they hit that goddamn alarm, that purge, when they hit that purge sound and say, "Hey, nigga, slavery is back in check," what the fuck you gonna do? What you gonna do?
They gonna chop his ass up to leave.
No, that's not true.
They gonna forget that they was just homies.
See, well, I know. I'm gonna say this. I agree with you on that. We need to be vigilant. Not just with. I'm vigilant with everybody, but I'm still standing on the fact that I know racism is a construct, and not everybody believes in the same thing. I
You
know
saying that
people
it's
of
not
all races.
helpful though? That's your
It's not
standpoint,
healthy.
right?
It's
It's
not
not
helpful.
helpful.
It's not intelligent. It's not. It's not a
Okay,
sign
You
of
got me fucked
intelligence.
up, Chief.
okay,
I know white people. I know Asians. I know Arabs. I
They don't
know
okay.
like you though.
Africa.
They might be
How
That's
you
right.
know he
respectful
don't like?
of you, but
See,
they
that's
don't like you.
retarded.
I
That's
can't
retarded.
tell. I don't know because you talking about them Asian people and white people don't. I can't tell because if he don't like me, why he got his tongue in my ass like that?
Oh no, that's different. That's well, I don't know
I
Oh,
you. I don't
okay,
mean,
know
okay.
you.
How's
I'm just
different?
saying
if
though,
you
they don't
don't know
like
these
you. You feel
people,
me?
and it's like it is
Meaning,
what it is. I don't
meaning,
care. Your
meaning you
your
might
No,
go
opinion.
I
outside
had
with
to.
them. You might play ball with them. You might even lick this little bitch ass. But guess what? Her father gonna kill you. You feel me?
That's right.
No,
Don't say
Man,
that because
listen,
that
if
trust
the
me,
that
when I
that's
shit hit the
wild, bro.
especially when
fan,
my dad
if
dead
the
ass hit
when
me,
the
he was
shit hit
gonna
the
come get me.
fan,
Y'all
and
want to see
spies
my
have to
family?
be
I got a
told,
pretty
it ain't no gray
multiracial
area.
family.
It's all good, Ling Ling.
It ain't
I
no gray
got
area.
three
It ain't
sisters
no
that's
gray
half
area. Damn
Japanese.
all that who
I
in your
know their
family.
grandmothers.
Grandma gotta go.
Um,
When it hit the
Hey yo,
fan. That's all I'm saying. She
grandma
gotta
gotta
I
go.
mean, I
go.
got a pretty biracial family though, but
Alright,
it's
so
all
that's
yo.
Hey
gonna be
yo,
It's
two.
you
cool.
know
I'm
what? You
not.
know
It
what?
ain't gonna be one way,
And I
so we
feel
gotta
bad
pick
for you,
a side.
cuz this is why I be saying the shit I'm saying. Look, you a biracial nigga, so that
I'll be
mean
back, y'all. I
hold on,
gotta
I'm
dog.
not
Hold
biracial
on,
though. I
Nappa.
have a.
Hold
Well,
on,
I should
Nappa.
have
I'm
said
about to bring some
You
shit
multiracial.
to
said
you,
he
my nigga,
about
cause
race.
I'm
I'm
about to
not
But
bring
I
some
just
shit
biracial.
to
I
want
have
to
a
you.
say this.
multiracial family.
I just want to say that I don't see a race war happening. The next civil war in America will be an ideological war. Those who
What that mean?
favor nationalism versus globalism. That's the next civil war if we are to have one in America. It's not
That
going to
makes
be a
sense.
race war because you
I
have
think, look,
That
people
I
makes
think
more sense.
to
the only reason
mix.
why we not having a civil war in America is because black people that's mad, that say they mad, ain't pressing the issue. Fuck that. Niggas sit in the bench. So obviously it's not nothing going
But
on.
it's no, you're still talking in the sense of race. The next civil war
No, I'm
won't
saying of
be.
Yeah,
action, bro.
I
You
think
saying race
it's
now.
more than black and white.
I said
Like the
civil war
Mexicans
now.
gonna get into it, the Asians gonna get into it. It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
like globalism, like
right.
all them
And that's when
idiot
it comes
niggas
down to
taking jobs.
But the
ideological
reason
war.
why I'm focusing on
You
black and
got
white is
brick.
because we're black and our biggest nemesis is white. Fuck the other ones in the middle. The ones in the middle are little fish, my nigga. They minute. I'm looking at it as a
They're not
macro.
necessarily little fish because they own a lot of the business in the
You're not
neighborhoods.
understanding,
They
bro.
own
Out of the
black
ones we
or
want,
white
out of
businesses
the ones
in
we
the
want gone off
immigrants.
the earth. Listen to what I'm saying. Out of everything you know, my nigga. Out of the
Brother,
ones
sets his brother
we
egg
want the
crazy.
white ones. We want the white, blonde, blue hair, the same ones fucking Hitler was looking for. Them ones. After them, the Chinese and the Asian and the Indians, they under them. Now they the little fish.
Hey,
I
let
want the
Munchie
big head.
speak. Hey, Munchie has something you want to say. Go ahead,
Oh
Munchie.
yeah, my fault,
Peace, peace. Yeah, I have to agree with my boy Napa, man. You guys can't substantiate anything of a purge. I think you're living in movies.
Nah.
The probability of a purge happening is about as likely as aliens coming down. And so if we're gonna talk
And
about aliens,
They already done did. So what you
if
saying, fam?
the
No,
aliens came down, shut up, nigga. It's my turn. Shut up, nigga. I ain't the railroad bitch ass. Don't talk while I'm talking, man. If I
Lay
stomp
the
your
fuck
mama
down
brains into
somewhere.
the
Pull
floor,
out
bitch ass
facts when you
nigga.
talk,
Here
pussy.
we go.
Straight
Here
up,
we
man.
go.
All
Put
right.
Double
out
E.
facts
Wait,
Shut
when
the
you
shut the
talk,
fuck
nigga,
up,
let
because
bitch.
Munchie
I'll
Shut the
step
finish.
on
fuck
your
up,
shit
bitch.
with no
Let him
problem.
finish.
I'll step on your whole shit
Fuck
with
up,
no
bitch ass
problem.
nigga.
Nah, I'll step on your
Shut
whole
the fuck,
shit.
shut the fuck up,
Wait,
bitch
wait,
ass nigga.
wait.
Hey,
Yeah,
put a
let
dick
Munchie
in your
speak. Go
mouth.
ahead.
All right,
The only time you know how to shut your mouth when you put a dick in it. So go ahead and put a dick in your mouth and keep it
Come
shut, bitch
on,
ass
bro.
nigga.
Don't come with the gay
Fuck.
shit, man.
Well,
Come on, dog.
I've been on the
Hey,
panel for I've been on the
he can
panel
come
for
up.
40 minutes, big sucker. Right?
Come
And I ain't
on, man.
interrupt you, bitch ass
That's the
niggas.
gay shit,
So
man. You the
yeah,
gay
let me
shit,
say
bro.
what I gotta say. Listen. If
Damn, nigga.
aliens or extraterrestrials came here on a hostile basis, are you gonna fight with the black race or are you gonna fight with the human race? And that's where I'm
The
gonna
black
close
race.
my statement.
The black race.
And I stay right there. Answer that shit. The black race, motherfucker. They gonna
The
come
black
kill
race.
all humans.
I'm
Word to
still rolling with
facts.
the black race.
It doesn't. They won't.
Exactly.
There is no
Exactly.
difference, G.
Now, when you brought up the
And
birds and all that
unless you're
shit,
native,
nigga, why you think
unless
they
you're
brought it out when they brought it out, nigga? Nigga, they brought out Hunger Games when niggas
unless
was
you're
11 years
born,
old, dog. Nigga, fuck what you saying.
unless
Fuck what you
you're
saying. We
born.
got the facts right
I
here,
talk
nigga.
louder than you, bitch
Nigga,
ass
you
nigga.
can't talk louder,
Louder
and you
than you,
don't got
bitch
the
ass
facts
nigga.
more in this world,
It don't
nigga.
matter. It don't matter. No matter. Nobody
According
gonna be
to
able to hear
AI,
anything you say
AI got all
while
the
I'm
answers,
talking.
nigga.
Cause I
Pussy
got
ass
more
nigga.
presence than you.
AI
I got
got
more
the answers,
essence than
bro.
you, nigga.
Allen
You soft
Iverson
ass
got the
bitch
answers,
ass nigga
bro.
like your dad.
Your
You
Allen
soft
Iverson
ass
got
bitch
the
ass
answers,
nigga like
bro.
your shut up,
That's
nigga.
why his name
Soft ass bitch
stand
ass
for
nigga. Shut the
AI.
fuck up, bitch ass nigga. Dick sucking ass nigga. Retarded ass nigga. What's wrong with you, man? So more or less,
Man,
right?
why you gotta come on here insulting the jit, man? Goddamn, bro,
Unless
you
you
old
directly,
man.
Yo, stop shooting me, bro.
I'm
Stop putting me
talking,
on mute, dog.
I'm talking.
Fuck
I'm
you
talking.
talking, nigga. You ain't talking
Nigga.
shit. You ain't
I'm
saying shit.
talking, nigga.
You
I'm
ain't
talking, nigga.
substantiating
Shut the
nothing.
fuck up.
You just cussing up a storm like a baby, bitch.
Shut
Baby bitch.
the
You
nigga.
a
I'm
baby
talking.
bitch. You a
I'm
baby
talking, bitch
bitch.
ass
You a
nigga.
thumbhead,
Yeah, I'm
pinhead
talking,
ass
bitch
Number
baby
ass nigga.
bitch.
But
five,
you ain't
number
gonna get the
five,
mic
number
though.
Nah,
five,
you still a
I'm
baby
talking,
bitch.
number
bitch
You
ass
five.
still a
nigga.
Give
baby
him the
bitch.
flow.
Faggot
Let's get
ass
back to
Give
nigga.
him the
building.
Hey yo,
flow.
you still a
Duck
baby.
Number
ass
You the
nigga.
five,
only one that
That's
education
number
right.
to
That's
miss. You
right,
five.
you
weirdo.
bitch ass
You
nigga. You
fucking
fell out
weirdo.
your
Wait,
mama.
You
You fell out
weirdo.
your
Number
mama
five,
booty
You
hole,
weirdo.
you
I
pussy.
slam your face in the
number
car
Piece
with
of
your
five.
own
Hold on,
shit.
dreads,
let
nigga.
him
I'll
Ain't
speak,
slam
no
your
man.
face in the
piece
car
of
Just
with
get
your
shit
it
own
come
out.
dreads.
out their mama booty hole, nigga.
let's get back to building. Munchie, make your points that you were making, and then we're gonna let WD respond and so forth. But try to keep it away from personal attacks and just build, because WD is a young brother who he's still learning, finding his way. So let's do the best to show him what he doesn't know and guide him.
All right, no
That's
doubt,
right,
man.
man.
I don't like being interrupted. So more or less, unless you're directly from motherfucking the Central West Africa around that region, you're not a Homo sapien. Everybody else has a Neanderthal gene outside, or some type of splice. Motherfucking mental monkeys. You know what I'm saying? Go get some information. Right, so that'll tell you right there that there is no difference unless you're coming directly from there. And so put up your genes, nigga, and let's see if you don't have Neanderthal because you act like it, right, or some type of other homo type inside of you. Because everybody else's splice is only but a certain amount of people who are Homo sapien, and none of them are from America unless they migrated directly from there and never got to mix with any other Homo types. So that'll shut
All
your
right.
dumb ass up right there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
All right. That's
Most of
that's
you
Come
niggas
that's
ain't
good
even
on,
with
bro.
all
Homo
that
Stop
sapien.
pseudoscience that
insulting,
you
man.
kicking.
Say what you
All that
gotta say without
pseudoscience you
insulting,
kicking,
bro.
nigga. It ain't
Ain't no
amount to
What's
shit.
difference
up?
between
That's
you
just
and a white man.
pseudoscience you sharing.
There's no
Nigga, that's
difference
just
What's a
between you
Homo
and a
sapien?
pseudoscience.
white man,
Nigga, that's
G.
You just learned
None of
pseudoscience.
pseudoscience been
it
like
ain't no
5 minutes
fucking
What's
ago.
pseudoscience, bitch ass nigga.
Saying
There's evidence there.
what's Homo
There's evidence
sapien
for this.
saying?
Ah.
What's
You
ho-
can
Hey yo,
factually
you
prove
only
this.
said a
what's
bunch of pseudoscience
You,
shit.
well?
hey,
Hold on,
But
nigga,
look,
hold
but
on.
look,
you
hold on,
like,
hold on.
What's
But I ain't
just
interrupt you,
learned,
brother. I ain't
you just
interrupt you. Get
learned
out my way, black
the
man. Get out of my
definition
way,
of
black man.
pseudoscience.
Get out of my way, black
You
man.
just,
You
you
had
yo?
your
just
What,
chance
learned the
what's
already.
definition. You
You
just
had
learned
your
what's
turn to
what's
shine
pseudoscience
Homo
already.
already.
Don't
sapien
even lie to
sapien?
me,
What's
brother.
Homo
wait,
sapien
Yeah,
sapien?
what
What's
what's
that?
that?
talking
You
about
learned an hour
race.
ago,
Let me
nigga.
see.
You ain't learned shit. Shut up.
So
I'm
shut your
genuinely
dumb ass
curious.
up,
Like,
man.
Nigga,
what's
all
Homo
that
sapien sapien?
pseudoscience you talking about jibber jabber. Nigga.
Nigga, you just
What's
learned
Homo
what
sapien sapien?
pseudoscience was a
Nigga,
half an
yeah, but
hour
I
ago,
used it
asshole.
against you and you was
Leave me
doing it. I
fucking
used it in
room.
the right predicate.
Yeah.
I used it in the right
You
predicate.
use
I
it
know I
against me
did.
when you don't know the definition of
Well, you
that,
still a
you fucking
dumbass because you
retarded
said a
ass
bunch of
dumbass
shit that don't
monkey.
mean nothing. That
You's
means
a
you wasted
fucking
your breath.
you's a
And you
dumbass
wasted your
monkey.
life force
Hey,
because you
brother,
ain't
you got
learned how to
monkey
take over the
brain.
world. And you
You
40 years old.
definitely, you
Nigga,
Yo,
I'm
definitely
ahead of
have
you,
a
bruh.
high percentage
I'm
of the
ahead of you. You better
Neanderthal
catch up.
gene.
You better catch up with the little
You
nigga.
definitely
Stop
have a
thinking
high
you in front of
percentage
me.
you
of
know
the
what's
You better
crazy?
Neanderthal
catch up.
gene.
You better
Catch up
catch up,
where,
you fuck
nigga?
nigga.
Catch up on mustard, nigga. I'm
That was
behind.
the same.
I'm beyond that bitch ass nigga.
Hey, yo, you don't even know what's going
I
on in the
feel
world
like
because why you ain't attacked yet? If you ain't attacked, you don't
Shut
know
your
what's going
dumb
on.
ass up. You don't even know what
Shut
life
up. You
means
just trying to live
or
within
what
these
or what's
systems.
the
Shut up.
purpose
You
of
ain't
it.
trying to
I
take over
feel like y'all the
nothing.
same type of people.
I ain't.
I
I ain't
feel like
trying to
y'all
take
the
Man,
it.
same
I'm
I'm
trying
type
to
of
me.
live,
people.
I'm
nigga.
me.
We
Listen,
came to this
this
planet to
dude,
Oh,
this
live.
dude don't know how to
Have
take over the world, and neither do y'all. Y'all Y'all got all the answers.
Yeah, I
Y'all
got
got
to
all
Shut
the
say,
your dumb
tools.
ass up.
Hold
That
on, hold on,
sounds
hold
like
on.
what
Fuck all
crackers
this
want
yelling
to do.
He's
shit.
not taking over the
Don't white
world.
Fuck
people
all this
want to
yelling
take
shit
over
though.
the world?
Y'all got
You
all the
busy in the
answers, but
brain
y'all
to
don't
do
know how to
that,
take over the
nigga.
world. You
Busy in the
understand what I'm
brain to do
saying to
that,
you? I know
nigga.
everybody else hear me. Cause you can't
Shut your
overtalk
dumb
me,
ass
nigga,
up.
and you
Nobody
ain't got
hearing
more
you
facts
now.
than I do.
Nobody hearing
Like
you
I
now.
ain't got all the facts,
Matter
but
of
I
fact,
know
I'm
you
gonna
ain't
give
got
you
more facts
5
than
minutes.
me.
I'm gonna give you a mute, and
You
I'm
know
gonna give
why?
you
Because I
5 minutes
study
to
from these
reflect on your
know-it-alls on
shit.
Bigo. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, what we studying right now, what we studying is how to take over, regardless of which way you want to put it, whatever book you want to study, whatever movie you want to watch, we studying how to take over. I don't know if you know if it's in economics, physical, or mental or spiritual, but we taking over all over the board. So it's like if you got all the answers, come up with a plan, bro, because I'm coming up with mine. I ain't in your way, black man. So stop positioning yourself in my way. I'm just saying, yo, I got a very abstract way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way they placed it. They put Hunger Games in the world for fifth graders to understand through literature, then illustration on movies, motion picture. Do you understand? They did that. They did that on purpose. They made us digest it through words, and then they made us watch it visually so we can be prepped. You not about to tell me this not the way of work, not the way of life, killing
Wait,
and
you
dying
say so?
and
You say
living.
your generation is more equipped for Hunger Games than the older generation?
Yeah, yeah. I would say that. Yeah.
You saying that like they program the younger generations to be like more militant?
Yeah, like the way they rolled out things on a red carpet. They did the
Oh,
Hunger
I didn't
Games.
see
They
that.
like
You.
in the time frame. They did Hunger. I remember I was in sixth grade. I was in fifth
Yeah,
grade type
Hunter
shit
Beans.
when Hunger Games came out. Then when Purge came out, that was what another 5-10 years, something like that, 8-7.
But
In
since you asked, I do see it.
2016/17 and 15, they pulled it out again with the Purge. Nigga, but the Hunger Games was the real Purge before the Purge. So it's like how we got two illustrations of it and many
But
different examples of it. Why we not about to think that's the way they want it? That's the way they want it. Okay, so that's the way y'all want it. Okay, cool.
now there
We
was
glad
this
to know.
movie. It was some Asian movie, but it was basically the same concept. Battle Royale.
Oh,
That's what it was called of the Hunger Games. Yeah, like, but that shit came
what
out
was it
like in the
called?
'90s. Battle Royale. It was Japanese. They had an
Battle
anime out.
Royal, Battle Royal, like that.
Yeah, Battle Royale
Okay, I
Got
get it. Yeah, R
with
O
an E
Y
at
A
the
L
end.
E.
I
Yeah,
mean, y'all
yeah,
keep talking
Yeah,
about these movies, man. It's like human beings have been fascinated with these things for years. Like I think of like
right.
gladiators and like I mean,
yeah,
we've
yeah. I
always
like that movie. Yeah,
no, I'm talking about real life gladiators. The movies based off of the real life, the Coliseum and shit like that. I mean,
yeah.
human beings have been have morbid imagination, morbid curiosity. We want to see a lion fight a man. Like we want to see if one
Right.
man can
Like up
fight,
up the
if one
scale.
man can beat a whole army by himself, like Spartans. And we like seeing shit like that. But it doesn't
But
mean that it's like
But
we're
look,
gonna see a
but
literal
look,
purge. You ain't
look.
gonna see no
Our
purge in real life. Like that's
right, going
that's a
off what
movie.
you said, right?
see the thing.
Everybody innately got a thirst or a hunger for blood. Whether you watching somebody getting fucked up on the
Hunger
internet,
for
watching
blood.
somebody
Yeah.
getting fucked up in the street, or fucking somebody up yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I
But at the
mean,
end of the day, so that lets you know that we all supposed to be taking part one form or another. You
no,
know,
like
because
even
Yeah,
look at
see,
like Grand Theft Auto too. Like I mean, we would
okay,
never
yeah,
do
yeah,
what we
yeah.
do on Grand Theft Auto. You would never do that wild shit in real,
Now
but
look,
in real
look,
life,
and now it comes to a point in
you know,
time where motherfuckers think that is the shit that they do in the game is real life, and then they wind up getting caught up or dead.
yeah,
But at
that'll
the
be a
end of the
mental
day,
illness. Yeah,
but
in
this
the
that's
my
mental.
grand
thing.
scheme of things, when you say shit like that, that's individuals. But when we talk about a nation, a movement of people, a black cloud, it's gonna be like something like GTA, and ain't I mean, no books can stop that.
Black people
Only
I
a
gonna do
book,
what?
only
feel
only these
like
What
books
are
can
black
show
people
y'all
I
what's
gonna do,
gonna
feel
G?
like
happen.
What are black people doing? What are they gonna do?
What you mean?
What are black
Hey
people?
yo, watch this, watch this. Whenever you got mad, right? Whenever you got mad, right, and you was around white people, Chinese people, Indian people. I ain't talking about other black people because they might be like, yeah, and nigga what. But when you got mad, right? When you got mad around the other groups, they get out your way, don't they?
they
Niggas get out
do.
the way too, nigga. What
No,
you what
no.
you
Hey, all
saying?
right, all right. But I'm talking about the other groups right now. Cause some niggas might challenge that shit too. Cause niggas ain't
ain't
bitches.
no
Niggas ain't
son,
hoes.
Because
nigga. All niggas gonna challenge that shit.
Right,
These
but
niggas
look.
gonna get in
No,
your
I'm
ass.
asking a
Yo,
general. I'm asking a general
niggas get
question for
out the
all the people
way
that's
too.
black in here.
Every
And,
nigga
and if
ain't
y'all
built
play
like
All
that.
around with
right,
it, then y'all just
Fuck out of
lying.
here.
not every, but
You know what I
most
mean? Hold
will
on,
try
y'all
you.
playing with it. If y'all lying,
I
you know what I
would
mean?
say yeah,
Yo,
most niggas is with the shit. I would agree with you on that. But yeah, nigga, what?
Right.
That don't mean
But
nothing.
I'm
What does
talking
it
about.
mean?
I'm
What
not
are you
talking about
trying to say?
niggas. I'm talking about the other side. When I'm bringing out a point, my
I got
nigga.
Mexican homeboys that'll beat your ass too. What you
That
Okay,
saying?
ain't a
Future.
point. That ain't the point. They get out the way though, and they'll still knuckle up. Matter of fact, I respect the Mexicans a little bit more than anybody. But listen, and that's a fact. But what
I
I'm
want to
saying
come
is
up.
this
Future,
though.
have something you want to say?
But what I'm saying is this though. Whenever you got bent out of shape, mad, fired, your baby mom hung up on you, whatever the situation was, but you was clearly
Yeah.
mad. The other side got out your way. Nigga, oh yeah, you need extra hours, you want to go home early, or
I mean, most
anything
people
that's
maybe
going
I
on
don't know what y'all
pertaining to
believe.
a
Hold
benefit.
on, number 5. Hold on, bro.
Anything that's
You being
pertaining
long,
to you a
bro.
benefit while you're in time of need, they do that. That lets you know they
Obviously,
don't want
bro,
to
I
get fucked
believe
up.
that most people are peaceful. Most people, whether you believe it, I believe most people are pretty peaceful. So when they see somebody mad, even if
Yes,
I see somebody mad that's on some bullshit, I'm gonna get out the way too. I don't want to. I don't want to get punched
right.
today. You know,
That's
hey,
just
you ever
human
been punched in the
nature.
face before? Hey, yo, you
I
ever been
agree.
punched in the face before? You ever
About
been
to
punched
Look
in the
at me
face
and
before?
tell, my nigga.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for no reason? Yeah, that shit hurt. You don't want to do that shit for no reason. So when
Well,
you see
shit ain't
somebody
no
that's
for
on
no
some
for that.
bullshit,
Well, when you get punched in
when
the
you see
face, it's never
somebody
for no
angry, you
reason, my
get out
nigga.
the way. You get
You know
out
what I'm
the
saying?
way.
But look,
Like
check it
that's
out
what
though.
you
I'm saying, look, you talking about
you
punching
try
somebody in the face. I'm
you
talking about the moments before somebody explode. I'm talking about when it's visible and it's like about to be there. Motherfucker, when you mad as a black man, stop talking about other people. Just stay in these shoes. And you
Listen,
actually
man, I
mad.
got
And
something to
I'm
add.
not talking about other people. I'm talking about my. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
right,
Whatever.
I'm
I
saying when
got
you
something to add.
upset, motherfucker, the other people get out your way. They make it more easier for you, more
You want
lenient
to
because they
try
don't want
to.
to get fucked up.
You want to
I
try
got
to deflate the situation before it
I'm
gets out
not
of hand.
deflating
Honestly,
shit. I'm bringing shit to the table.
no.
You keep diverting.
I'm talking about a fight where you want to de-escalate. That's
Uh,
not. I meant to say de-escalate. You want to
RWD.
be a
They paid. They
de-escalator.
paid for a mute to mute you, so you gotta
I got
Oh
I got
shit.
mute
something
it.
to say. I
Yeah, I'll
got
listen.
something
I'll
to
Okay.
listen.
say. And it might bring us back to what the hosts keep putting up about the race. He say race war likelihood. I like to read something from a book. I encourage y'all to go get it. It's real short. It's 38 pages long. It's called "A Psychopathic Racial Personality and Other Essays" by Bobby E. Wright, a clinical psychologist. And it reads, God damn, I lost my page. Oh, here it is. This presentation is based upon the following very simple premise. In their relationship with the black race, Europeans, whites are psychopaths, and their behavior reflects an underlying biological transmitted proclivity with roots deep in their evolutionary history. The psychopath is an individual who is constantly in conflict with other persons or groups. He is unable to experience guilt, is completely selfish and callous, and has a total disregard for the rights of others. This premise is supported by overwhelming scientific evidence. Delaney, 1968, Du Bois, 1896, Fannin, 1963, Garvey, 1967, Welsing, 1991, and Williams, 1971. So, with that being said, I say that a race war the likelihood is very high, given the truth that I just read, and it's
Yo,
up for debate. Go ahead, go
I
ahead.
want to reply. I want to reply to that. I think it was good that you like took out a book, but like I feel like we those examples that you use, like civil rights and slavery and apartheid, all these examples of like white people doing terrible things, like that's just fucked up. But there's also a reality that in like Indonesia they have genocides, in fucking Africa they have genocides, like all other like human beings themselves could be psychopathic. And it's like
No,
I
no, no,
like
no,
I'm
sir.
kind of
No,
thinking
no,
like
no,
what
sir.
Mark was saying,
No,
like
no, no, sir.
you could
I
like
see where you going with this.
historically it's been overwhelmingly white, but I'm just saying like given any other group of people, there's still that possibility. But historically, yeah, it has been white. Like they've been
See,
ahead of all the
what
major
you just
world wars.
okay, I hear you. But see, what you just did is you tried to throw a pacifier in the situation, and I'm not gonna let you do that because what this man clearly just said is what you just said. Overwhelmingly, who is the one that can't live in peace with nobody else? It ain't us. There may be. Listen, man. You ever got into it with your cousin and y'all stopped speaking for a month, maybe a year, but y'all made up? There's going to be conflicts with us, brother. We always have had conflict. See, this is when you allow somebody else to try to teach you your history, talking about, oh, black people had slaves too. No, they didn't. They had indentured servants.
Nah, you're right.
It's a
You're right.
difference.
Yeah, that was some dumb
It's a
shit.
difference.
That was Nah, you're
It's
right
a
about that.
difference. And even when y'all try to bring that about, what the fuck does it matter? You mean to tell me you expect me to believe that niggas had niggas in bondage the way these peckerwoods had us over here?
Nah, it's
You
never been
lying,
done.
man.
It's never been
So,
done. Yeah,
so
but
niggas,
the level of
niggas was
racism,
hanging niggas in trees.
like,
Niggas was hanging
you're right.
niggas in trees. Niggas was hanging niggas in trees and cutting their motherfucking balls off and sticking them on jars on top of the fireplace. That's what niggas was doing to each other, right? Niggas was
Yeah,
feeding babies
it
to
never got to
alligators,
that
right?
extent. I agree.
Niggas
Yeah,
was
you're right.
feeding niggas
And
to
that is some.
alligators, right? Niggas was ripping bodies niggas in half with mules and shit to prove a point. Huh?
Never to that scale. But when I'm saying
Niggas was
pyramid,
ripping
when I'm
families
saying
apart. Get the fuck out of here, man.
what
Then you can't
what
compare
I'm
that
saying,
shit.
yeah, you can't, 100%. Like the atrocities of that group of people versus our group of people, like it doesn't match up if you look at it purely of a historical lens and like the way shit's played out. So yeah, I try to pacify it like they have put more atrocities onto, like, at least from the history that I've been taught. Like we got World War II, World War One, we got Vietnam War, like slavery, all these atrocities. Just one group of people that were
That's
the
right.
sole culprits historically. So
That's right. So these are the psychopaths. If we a motherfucking psychopath, nigga, we was the projection of their attitudes into us is what did. Oppression is a hell of a drug, people. And it is acted out in all types of ways in our personality. That's why you got these old wigged out maladaptive niggas. I'm one. But everybody on this panel is too. Listen, man, I don't put no nigga down, man, because I know my mind fucked up just like y'all. I'll weigh my shit against the next nigga I see out here cutting up and acting a damn fool. His life serves as an example to me. I'm sitting back like, well, damn, I don't think I would go that far. Shit, that nigga went a little bit too goddamn far. You know what I'm saying? You must have been really stressed. You dig what I'm saying? That's what that was. So when I critique my people, it's with love, bro. I ain't on this motherfucker. Oh, I know it all. Blah, blah, blah. But then when I hear niggas come on this motherfucker trying to pacify this goddamn beast, man, that shit make my blood boil. Cause we ain't no fucked up people, bro. We been made this way, nigga. We been around this motherfucker for a long time, man. A long time. Longer than anybody on this damn panel been alive. We've been exposed to these wicked ass people. So you think we
host,
ain't gonna pick up no
mute
bad
number
habits?
5 and number 3.
Can I speak, host? Did somebody already speak?
You gotta mute these dudes though.
You know what? I found out. I found out this. It's two things. First, it's more pyramids on the ninth.
Oh, in the blinds.
You broke up. You broke up, number
You
7.
broke up. You broke up. We didn't hear what you said.
I know. What I was saying is they have more pyramids on the United States soil, and they is not allowed to call them pyramids. We got more spring water on the United States soil than the whole continent of Africa put together. So what this tells me is if history was rewashed. I'm in the state of Virginia. In the state of Virginia, you go to these little cities and find out what really happened because they got monuments up that they don't talk about. Like the slaves was 1,000 to 1. You will realize that we was already over here. They didn't bring us over here. That's the first lie. They only got 3 ships in Jamestown in Williamsburg, Virginia. The Mayflower ship. There's only 3 ships. They only brought 100 slaves over here. So where are these ships at, yo? Why are we not finding these ships?
But besides the ships, I have heard the theory that
Because they burnt
like
them
Black
motherfuckers
America.
and they sunk to the bottom of the ocean. That could be it.
Okay, so why they
Yo,
ain't
I
wash up? We found one ship. You mean
I was
tell me
told
you
one
gotta
ship is on
understand?
the
You got
bottom of the ocean, bro. It's on the bottom of
hold
the
on. First of all, you have to understand. Hold on. You have to
ocean. The
understand.
fuck?
It's so many people over here that they have to have thousand of ships wreck. Cause they only got three ships. They only got three
That's
ships.
only
That's
three
it.
ships
There
that
ain't no
you
You
more
know
you
ships
of.
you
than that.
you know
That's
what I
only
could
three
think
ships
of.
that you know of.
You know what I could think of that kind of makes sense a little
No,
bit.
it's only
If
okay.
it's
Three
true to be
ships that
white
I know of.
washed
That
away.
means it's supposed to be
Look,
more ships than
this is
that.
what they
If you
probably
got
could have did
thousands
You
because
and
I done
still
did a
thousands
there?
little
of
bit of my
us over
research.
here, and they
I'm still
brought us
there.
over here, you're gonna show more than three ships. I don't care what
Why?
you say, yo. There's no
Why? You ain't
way
gotta
in
care what
Look,
I
world
look, look,
say.
you
look,
only
but look,
have
look, look.
three
If
ships,
it didn't
brother.
go nowhere,
There's no
right,
way,
and
yo.
they didn't take it nowhere. Look, this is what I think. Maybe they could
Nigga
have
sound
done
crazy.
because technology was around for a long time. They may have got the boats or the ships out of the water from cranes and shit.
No, brother, no,
And
brother,
put, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
brother,
hold on, hold on, hold
no.
on,
I'm
hold
not
on,
going
hold
for
on,
that.
hold on.
I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that because you can see
And
the
hold on, I
ships right
wasn't done. I
now.
wasn't done. I
You can
wasn't done. So
visit.
you can't go for nothing. I'm
Okay,
stamping what I was saying. I'm not
What
turning
is?
it into no argument, but my word got to be respected just like y'all's. Fuck it.
Enlighten us with your
So
enlighten.
they must have put the wooden chips into the chip making machines, like the wood chips, and it basically evaporated. Basically,
for
like
what? Why they gonna do that
it's
for?
uncaught because it's
Why they gonna
wood.
do
If it's
that for?
wood, it
That
could
don't
go
make
right back to
sense,
wood
yo.
chips.
yeah,
You
he's
sound
just saying that
stupid
It
and
do
it's
silly.
make
pretty
sense,
easy
You
nigga.
for
You
sound
them to
sound
stupid
throw
and
away
crazy as
ships.
silly,
hell,
yo.
man.
You sound stupid and silly.
No, I
They gonna
don't.
take.
You
They gonna
asking a
take.
question that don't make no fucking sense. Where the fuck
Don't
the
make
boats go?
none.
What
You said the
significance
ships
do
could
the
have been
boats got to
easily
do with we
disposed.
here now? So we're gonna talk about the
You
boats,
can
and
Yeah,
I ain't
say
disrespecting what you
anything.
brought up.
I am.
Don't disrespect my
Guys,
answer,
guys,
my nigga, because I ain't disrespect
Nah,
your
guys,
I'm
shit.
not. That's why I
guys.
want to stop. I'm not.
I
Before
just
you
want to
say
say
you're talking
what
silly right now, yo. You're talking
what
silly. So
pyramid
let's take
pyramid
this in
man was saying.
context
Wow, niggas
and let's
say
take
why would they
But
do
look,
let's
that?
take this
Because
in
it was fun.
context
but that
and
could be a
let's make
possibility.
it make
Any of
sense.
the possibilities that any nigga, then
Let's make
any
it make
lady
sense.
then
Hold on,
came up
brother.
with, that's a possible possibility, my nigga. Wood chips
It's
is
not.
all over the fucking place.
It's
They
it's
got these
not,
machines
brother.
forever.
It's not.
What are you talking
Hold
about? The
on.
fucking
Let's make
the
okay.
chips
So
you
let's make it
looking
make
for
sense
ain't
then.
metal.
Hold on.
The
Stop.
chips you looking for are
Why
wooden.
you can't stop if I can have a conversation with you? Stop, brother. You're talking nonsense. That's why.
But
You're talking nonsense.
bro.
No,
No, y'all
stop.
don't think
No, stop.
abstract enough.
Stop.
Y'all don't
Let
think
me have a
abstract enough, and
conversation
that's y'all
with
fucking
you.
problem. I don't give a
Let
fuck
me
about
have
having
a
no conversation with
conversation.
y'all.
You
All
ain't
right,
I
gotta
care
guys,
you
about
we
about
need
let
to.
putting a
me have a
bug in y'all
conversation.
ear. I don't want to have no
Let's
conversation,
make
no
this make
dialogue with
sense.
niggas that
Hold on,
ain't don't
stop,
know what's
brother.
going
Stop.
on, that
Stop.
act like they know what's going on. I want to have conversations
I,
with
Will
people
you
with
get
solutions,
yeah,
my nigga. I'm a
I just
solution
want to
ass
say that
nigga.
what Pyramid Man was saying in Cosmic Conversation was that that is a white man who wrote a book. He was on what was his name? The guy on Fox News back in the day who passed. Oh, Bill O'Reilly. He was on Bill O'Reilly, and he was talking
Bill
about
O'Reilly's still
how
alive.
yeah, like no, I think he passed, didn't he,
Yeah,
Bill O'Reilly?
continue.
Yeah. He ended up talking about that. He wrote a book talking about. Oh yeah, he is still alive. I thought he passed. Yeah, he wrote a book talking about that black people or all colored people did not show any historical signs, archaeology,
You
finds, or diggings of
you gonna
genocide
hurt yourself.
until they came in contact with Europeans. That's basically what the whole premise of his book was, and Bill O'Reilly was like greatly offended by it. It's crazy because it was the truth. Like you can't
You
find
said
You
what?
know
history.
what?
You said what again, host?
You can't find history of non-black people committing or black people or colored people committing genocide towards anyone until you look at them coming in contact with Europeans. That's when you
Thank you.
start
That's not true.
them
Thank you.
That's
showing
not true.
signs.
Bingo.
That's not true. That's not true,
Drop
brother.
the
At all.
motherfucking mouse. Should drop the mic.
That's not
Okay,
true at
okay.
all.
Hey,
I
you
could go.
now,
I could go in a
hey, number
dynasty.
seven.
I could
Number
go in a
seven.
dynasty.
You can
I
say
could go in
number
a
seven.
dynasty and
But
prove that
host,
wrong.
remember when you said that
I
pseudo
go to the
shit
eighth
earlier?
dynasty.
Answer
I
the
go to
action.
the
Go ahead, bro.
seventh and eighth dynasty and prove that to be wrong. I go to the eighth, meaning the dynasty. That's 1,500 to 1,000 years. That's a lot in just one dynasty. We could look in two dynasties and find them traits of what you said to be a lie. It's not
What
true at
traits?
all.
What traits?
What
What
Ray,
about
trade?
don't you know don't you know we
what
had
about
the
like
we had
ancient
a white
China?
man slave first, yo. They got our concept from us.
That's
Well,
a
it's talking
Where
about
you think
goddamn
they got
lie,
genocide,
where you
man. You
think they
sound
got
not
everything
crazy,
slavery.
from, brother?
Genocide.
They got
sound
everything
crazy.
from
Man,
us. They learned
man,
from
what
us.
are you, dog? Are you a
They
brother?
learned
Why the
from
fuck your name
us,
white boy,
yo.
nigga?
No, I'm on a sword. I'm on a sword where it says
But
something different. I'm in Virginia where you can see the slave quarters. You can see Pocahontas' house. You can see where they turned the river
What the
around.
fuck you mean?
It gives you different. But
What the
what I'm
fuck
saying to
you
you,
mean?
what I'm saying to you. Hold on. What I'm saying to you is when I go down in Virginia, they tell me all about history that they don't tell you in the United States.
Nigga, Virginia ain't the motherfucking world, nigga. You act like everybody
Virginia
in
is
goddamn
where
Virginia is a motherfucking genius. Nigga, you the nigga from that fucking
time.
show box, man. That dumb shit too, man. You sound crazy as fuck, man.
I
Fuck you talking
understand why
about,
you
nigga?
foolish now.
Oh, yes,
Now I
Nigga,
understand
you
why you
foolish.
foolish, brother.
I understand
What
why
you
you
talking about?
foolish.
It went down in Virginia, brother. What you talking about? The first colony was in Virginia. What you talking
You
about?
don't give a
You got
fuck, man.
you
What the
got a
hell
lot
that
of
got to do with
the
anything,
lady
man? We right here trying to
the
tell
lady
you
that
this
made the
motherfucking stuff
flag,
is a
the
beast.
lady that
We
made
got a
the
nigga
flag
on here with
lived
a
in peace
motherfucking
in
name
Virginia.
called
What you
White Boy.
talking
Man,
about though?
your mind
What
malice
you
got me,
talking
nigga.
about,
Your
yo?
mind
Because
all
I'm not
fucked
black,
up.
nigga. Because I'm not black. I don't take on that black name, stupid. Like you
Oh,
take on the black name.
this
Our
explains
ancestors
everything.
are
You
black.
one of them paperwork
Our
niggas.
ancestors
You
wasn't
one
called.
of them
You know what?
paperwork niggas, ain't
Go
you?
ahead, brother.
You one of
Ah,
them paperwork niggas. Hey, he one of them
No,
paperwork niggas. He said
no.
he can get his
I know
paperwork
what's
straight
good.
and go in the
I'm not a
goddamn
slave to
courtroom
what they
and the
gave
sucker
me.
gonna bow down him like he a motherfucking god, man. Get your ass out of here with that bullshit, man. You
Nah,
one of them
get your
paper
ass
niggas, ain't
out of
you?
here that
You
don't know
you one of
anything.
them
Just
paper
run
niggas.
your mouth.
You one of them paper
Only thing
niggas.
you
You
do is
one of
just
them
run your mouth, man.
sovereign,
You don't know anything. You don't
sovereign
know no
niggas.
history, bro.
West
You don't
Virginia
got
drinking
nothing
slow
over
rock
here, and you
water.
don't know no history. You just running, jacking your mouth. You just jack
That's
your
all
mat
you
real
doing,
hard. That's
Virginia.
all you doing,
That's
brother.
all
Let's
you
get on
doing,
That's
topic.
Virginia.
all you
Like,
doing. Jacking
hell,
your mat
white
real
boy.
hard.
so
White
what's the
We're
boy.
talking
topic?
about
You
the
ain't
Virginia
do
calling himself white
likelihood
boy.
nothing
of a
Man,
race
at all.
war
boy,
in
I
this
done heard it
nation.
all. I done heard it
And,
So
all.
let me break it down to you.
hey, wait,
Break it
wait,
down,
wait,
On
nigga.
my
white
You
boy.
birth
broke
Let
down
let
certificate,
let Napa
on
say
my birth
something. Napa got
certificate.
from a
something to
Listen,
say.
soapbox,
listen.
nigga.
Let me break it
Come
down
on,
so
break
Wait,
it
he
down.
wait,
don't
Say
wait,
it.
wait,
understand.
white boy.
I just got a
Let
question.
You ain't gonna
Napa.
understand no
Let Napa.
motherfucking lie.
What's the
Fuck
topic?
this
Wait,
I just
Napa.
nigga
got a
talking
question.
about,
What's the
man.
topic? What's the topic? What y'all talking about? White
We
boy
were
saying
doing a
all
lot
this.
of different things, but we were talking about likelihoods of a race war, and if it was to be a not a race war. Um, oh shit, I said race war. I meant civil war. Of a civil war, and if it is a civil war, what's the likelihoods that it will look like? Will it be under race? Will it be ideology? I'm of the mindset that it will be of a ideological, those who are nationalists, proud to be American, versus those who are for Democrats and how they run and do things, sending all the money out to the world for the hopes that, pretty much being the lesser of two evils, that they're going to align themselves with the globalists.
Well, can I get my thoughts on
That's
that?
He
wait,
quick, man. He quick
wait.
talking.
Before that, Napa, you got anything you want to say about it or anything you want to pass?
No, I mean, yeah, I think you're right. I think it'll be an ideological war. It won't be all blood and guns and weapons. It'll be war. Doesn't mean violence. War just means it'll just be all kind of different fronts and different. It's going to be economic. It's going to be ideological. It's going to be political. It's going to be all that shit. It's going to be too. It's going to be complex. We're going through a war right now.
I'm
There
about
is
to
a
say,
war.
well, hell, all of that, we had war now then, if that's the case.
Right. But again, you're not gonna like this. It's an ideological war and it's not a race war. There are
Man, that's
people
bullshit.
of
Race gonna
because
be in
what
it.
because okay, and
Race
then you
gonna
gotta
be in it.
have and when you're in war, if you study like military science, you'll understand that you have to have a cause, you have to have a manifesto. So what
Right.
kind of war and what side of the war are you on? Do you believe in food, clothing? I believe in food, clothing, shelter for everybody. I believe in equal pay for, I
yep.
mean, not equal pay, but I believe in livable wages. I believe in pro-life. I'm pro-life. I don't believe in abortion. So there's things that I believe in that there are white people that believe, Arabs, Asians, right? That
That's
we
fine.
believe in the same ideology. So
That's
that's if
fine.
we're against. That's ideological,
So
not rape.
if it's an ideological war, there's multiple hundreds of wars happening at the same time right now because everybody's in their own. Like this is what I was talking about earlier. Like the whole algorithm and shit. Like everybody has their own like sphere. Like your education is different from my education. Therefore, we're gonna be thinking differently. And I feel like
Let
as
me
in
get
the
my
past there
rematch,
was
white boy
some
Sam.
way
Let me
that
get my
we could
rematch.
all live together
Rematch.
peacefully, but I feel like now it's becoming more stressful. Like how many times this whole conversation, we all black men, this whole conversation, y'all done blown up on each other like we don't even know each other type shit. Like that shit kind of crazy to me. That's this conversation sound like a war half the time. You feel me? Like I feel like that's the ideological shit you talk about, and we all like probably pro black shit, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Well, look. I take that back.
Let me say
Look. If
this.
I
Let me
fucked
say.
up, look. Check it out though, because the conversation is that serious though. You feel me? So is that's how dangerous the real shit is once it's all popped off. That's why I'm saying it's gonna be blood and all that. That's why Pyramid's saying it. He
Damn
got a better
right.
way of saying it.
That's
But
Let
my
me say.
nigga,
Let me.
hold on, white boy. Nah, hold on, white boy. Like this is what I recognize in everybody black that say otherwise. They just want it to be warfare is warfare. So warfare means I could get at you this way. I could get at you aerial. I could get at you through the poison. I could get at you through the water. I could get at you through physically guns, fighting, and your kids and your baby moms. All that, whatever you want to say to women. So I'm saying the warfare is warfare. Why y'all want to acknowledge every part of the war, but the physical part where people die?
that's right.
Okay.
Somebody
That's right.
pick
Let me
You
say
somebody
gotta
my.
we
Let
normally.
consider
me
it.
say
You
my.
gotta
Let me
consider it.
say my 2 cents. Let me say my
Uh,
two
Go ahead.
cents.
Go ahead.
It's only in my aspect. I'm only worrying about two world wars. That's it. The other
Mm-hmm.
one, I care less. The
Mm-hmm.
the number one is the spiritual warfare
Mm-hmm.
that's going on. The second
Mm-hmm.
one is going to be the government versus the civilians. See, and that warfare is break down into, okay, the government, okay, we to blast O's against each other. We're gonna divide the civilian because in their eyesight, everybody is the same. They're gonna treat everybody the same. They all gonna get the
You
same
know about that.
treatment. So let's divide. Let's divide the rich against the
That's
poor. Let's
Marxism.
divide. Let's
That's
divide against
Marxism.
the
He
the the,
talking about
yeah.
the
Marxism. He talking about Marxism. That's
The
Marxism. Go
the
ahead.
so the
issue, white boy,
main
Sam, what you're saying is
Yeah, the
that we
proletariat.
have
is the
the
government
branches. A lot of people
versus the
don't know this.
civilians.
The
Hold on,
government,
y'all.
the
Let the hoes
president,
talk. Let the hoes talk. Go ahead,
they
bro.
they only have control over the National Guard. The branches in a civil war, militia style type war, where it's the government versus the people, the branches get to choose, meaning the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, they get to choose, and a majority of them are going to align themselves with the people. The National Guard is not, they there's a good amount of soldiers, but again, they couldn't take on the branches. So even in that government versus the people, we still will have a good amount of military and militia on the people's side.
Okay.
But that's an improper concept because the government is the people.
The government is not the people.
Not
The government
necessarily.
is
Uh,
the
It's
people.
supposed to represent the people.
Yeah, there's a
They
lot of
You
don't.
things
kind of you
supposed
kind
to,
of right
but
though. Like we could all be in
The
the
government
government.
do
The
not care
only
We
about
can
the
all
way,
people.
participate in government
the
activities on this panel. We
only,
just
hold on, let me speak. The only way the government is not the people is if you live in a dictatorship. And America is not a dictatorship.
It
So the
is.
government is
I,
we the
It is a
people.
dictatorship.
I have a
It
scripture
is
yeah.
a
that is not
I
easy
dictatorship.
think
that
number six
other
is right
It
on
is
that.
a
too.
dictatorship, yo. If the government says when the pandemic happened and they says don't be out late, then we comply to that.
No, I didn't
They
comply to
because
it,
they
and
because they
you didn't
because
get arrested for that.
they
That
look
was just a
see
This
what
is
the
suggestion.
government
That
let me
doing to
speak.
us,
Yeah.
yo,
no, the
Let
with
me
these
speak.
CDC,
Let
laws.
me speak.
bro.
Let me
The
speak. I
CDC
just
suggested that
activated
you
the
could put a
The
Dunning
mask
government
on and
Kruger
don't
you
care
stay
effect.
about
indoors. But the
Hold on,
government
y'all.
did
Let
not
number six
initiate
speak.
anything.
Let number six speak. Go ahead, man. What'd you say?
So what y'all? This is the Dunning Kruger effect. The Dunning Kruger effect is when people try to do things that they are not qualified to do. People want to speak about things that they are not qualified. They don't have the prerequisite understanding to understand because they don't study political science. At the end of the day, unless you live in a dictatorship, the government is the people, and that's a fact. Just because you don't understand or just because you don't agree with the facts does not mean that the facts are not so. And unless
Got a
you live
question.
in the hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Unless you live in a dictatorship, the government is in fact ran by the people. And
Okay.
you guys are exemplifying the Dunning-Kruger effect in which you're trying to assess political science without understanding or even studying political science.
So we are to assume number six that you're the expert in that, right? On this panel, political science, right?
Well,
No,
I
no, no, no.
wouldn't
Yes or no? Yes
necessarily
or
want to.
no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I mean, if you want to put
Yeah.
that on me,
Nah, I ain't
I
putting
would
nothing.
not.
I asked you a question. It's a yes or no. Cause you basically call us dummies to that,
No,
and you the one speaking
no,
on it. So I'm
no.
asking you a question. You're the expert here, right? So any
I wouldn't
political.
want to say that. I wouldn't say
Oh
that. You
man, come
being
on, man.
facetious.
You a up and coming politician, ain't you? Cause well, you know how to lie already. I got another question
Now
for you
I'm
though.
not.
I got
Now,
another
He
question.
smacked
now
his
I got
hold
mom.
another
on.
question.
Now,
We
He
building. We
smacked
building.
his
We
now,
building. We
mom.
building. We building. We building. I
am
got a
I
He
question.
be smacking his
So
mom in
if
the house.
number
am
six,
I
I got a
politically
question. Number
inclined?
six.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Next
Go ahead.
question.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
if the government declares martial law on its people, doesn't it kind of turn into a dictatorship at that point?
No, it does not.
It does.
No, not at all. No,
So
not at all.
So it still can't touch. So I got another question. So you trust this Peckerwood enough to keep his word on all of these laws that he done thrown at us, even though history has shown at the drop of a dime he'll break them motherfuckers at his convenience.
Well, well,
No,
the
no, no. Yes
difference
or no?
between
You trust
you
him? You
asked,
trust
I
him to keep
no,
his word?
bro. Listen, bro. If you
You
gonna
trust
ask
him
me
to
a
keep his
question,
word?
let me answer it. If you
Man,
gonna
Yeah, let
ask
ask
him
you
me
a
a
answer the
question,
question,
just
question.
a
allow
yes
me
or
to
no.
answer
When you
it.
try to explain a yes
Nah,
or
we
no
ain't.
question,
You
you
know
don't
what?
know what
That's
you're
why I
talking about.
told you I'm not an expert. That's why I
So you
told you
don't
I'm not an
you're an
No,
expert in a
I'll
yes or no.
answer.
Do you
No,
believe? Okay,
I'll answer the question if you allow me
okay.
to.
Go ahead, sir. I'm
The
listening.
difference between me, you, and the rest of America is that I subscribe to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad,
Uh
Masterful
oh,
Art
bingo,
Muhammad, and
Everybody
bingo,
do
Abu
that.
Ali.
bingo,
That's the difference between
bingo,
What they got to
bingo.
do
So
with?
so
They don't have
so
nothing
so
to
they
me
absolute.
his question. They don't have nothing to do with his
and
question. His question was, if we go to martial law and the government tell you if you not working or if you especially if you homeless and you not working, you gotta
bro,
go to
if
the
I
FEMA camp.
answered,
You gotta go to the
listen,
FEMA.
if
Hold on,
he,
hold on,
bro,
hold
let
on, hold
him
on,
ask his own
brother.
question.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. If the government tell you right now you homeless, you don't or you don't got no job, that means you gotta leave your place. If you don't got no job and you got a place to live, that means you gotta leave your place and go to the FEMA camp. How that's not dictator? You need to shut up, yo. You need to shut up,
So I
yo.
can't.
If they ain't
That means I
dictator,
can't
come
answer.
on, man.
Folks.
Ain't no
Let him answer.
concentration
Let him
camp.
answer.
Stop it.
He's the expert
Stop
here.
it. We
He's the
don't need
expert
that
I don't
no
here.
even know. I
more.
feel like one, but
He's the
If you
expert.
think that you saying that's not dictator, then what are you talking about? It's not making sense. That
He
means
just told
everything
you
you
what he's
talk
talking
about
about.
ain't
Allah
gonna
gonna
make
save
sense.
us.
I
You
do.
need to
Yo,
stop that there,
America,
brother.
America spends more money on their army than any other nation in history. I know that for a fact. So I feel that like if they wanted to make this a dictatorship, like if it was martial law, it could be done. I don't think we're currently
So
living in a
so
dictatorship.
look, we
It's
just gonna wait
like
for them
it's
to
the
press the issue.
fear of whenever that shit could happen. Yeah, but they can't. If they wanted to, they could. And
So
Martial
we
They
just gonna
can.
law.
like
If
like
They
everything else. Black
can.
people gonna be late to this. We
Okay,
be late to
okay.
everything else. But damn, we
Let's
late to this too. Fuck. Nigga, we catching
okay.
this
So
shit
let's do
early
this.
and we still
Let's
gonna
do
be late.
this. You know how many cops kill brothers in the streets? It's so many. How did and we
We
got
don't live in a
video
dictatorship.
and
Your Wi-Fi messing up. Log out
All
and
right,
come
yo,
back.
I'm out, man. Hey,
Log
it's a
out
good
and come
build,
back.
man. Hey, yo, it's good to number 7, man. Number 7,